Recording stopped.
And I'll just leave it up for later.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. The word I was looking for was recuse, not stepping down. Sorry.
Yes, that's the better word.
I knew there was a word I couldn't think of, by the way. Sorry about that.
All right. Set, non-public meetings from the September 12th, 2025 meeting.
So can I just explain something? We owe you 3 sets of minutes. We'll have those at your next meeting. We'll get them all cleaned up. This is from the non-public all-day or half-day meeting we had, so.
Oh, okay.
I'll make
3
a
of you attended the hearing.
Oh.
I'll make a motion to accept the non-public minutes from September 12th, 2025 as written.
I'll second. Motion by Don, second by Sean. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
That's it.
I'll make a motion.
So 1 abstention.
Yeah, okay, so
I
4.
was not there. Okay, no, I wasn't here either.
You can still vote on them, but.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, you're allowed. I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda for 11/6/25, consisting of a whole bunch of stuff.
You sure, is that a technical thing, the whole bunch of stuff?
Yeah, well, it could have been a different word, but. Let me start. Accounts payable manifest dated 10/23/25, accounts payable ACH manifest dated 10/23/25, Harper's and Wex, accounts payable special manifest dated 10/23/25, accounts payable payment manifest dated 10/30/25, accounts payable special manifest dated 11/4/25, accounts payable payment manifest dated 11/6/25, payroll payment manifest dated 10/23/25, payroll payment manifest dated 11/6/25, veterans credit denial for map lot 115-009-001, distribution of funds from the Patriotic Expendable Trust Fund, fireworks in the amount of $20,506.60, credit removal for map lot 101-012, credit exemption review and approvals, map lot 104-185 in the amount of $750, map lot 108-027 in the amount of $750, map lot 116-089 in the amount of $750, map lot 209-053 in the amount of $750, map lot 217-099-001 in the amount of $2,450, AP/ACH manifest of 7/2/25 NHRS, AP/ACH manifest 7/17/25 NHRS, AP/ACH manifest 8/21/25 NHRS, AP/ACH manifest 9/25/25 NHRS, AP/ACH manifest 10/27/25 NHRS, credit exemption renewals and removals for map lot 209-017, map lot 223-022-130, map lot 209-054, credit approval, new applications for 2026, map lot 113-014, map lot 221-010, appointment of Nicholas Gosling to the Energy Committee through March 14th, 2028, appointment of Nicholas Gosling to the Penny Path Committee through March 14th, 2028. Distribution of funds from the Special Events CTF in the amount of $8,266.49.
Do you want?
Motion.
Sorry.
What?
He seconded.
I heard.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted any explanations on some of this.
I do.
Because there's a lot.
Motion by
I thought
Don,
we had.
second by John.
Yeah.
Discussion.
So the top half, the top 6 through 8, those are what happens when you don't read for 3 weeks. But the ACH NHRS payments, those are New Hampshire retirement system. We were paying the bills, but they weren't getting plugged into the system. So I thought it was best to, we were keeping them paid, but I thought it was best to bring them all back to you so you knew that these are the bills that were being paid every month to New Hampshire retirement. So that's why they're back on here, to make them official. And then you met with Mr. Gosling about 3 weeks ago, so these are his appointments. One of the things we had talked about was adding terms to them regardless of what committee they are. So we put the term on these. And the last two I'll explain. The distribution of funds, I worked to get those two accounts cleaned up. Those are the funds that we spent for fireworks and for events, and we take that money from the capital reserves or the expendable trust funds. So, and that'll come back to the town and pay back the town that we've already spent.
Okay.
We'll be starting to do more in your next meetings as we start cleaning up the town building, the police vehicle. Those will all start coming to you so we can get all that money back from the trust funds.
Question on number 9, we denied credit.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
Veterans credit denial, yeah.
Is there a reason?
It's in your folders under this consent agenda. Let me look.
It says under, I won't say the name, it says, I determined the applicant does not meet qualifications due to their discharge type being marked as under honorable conditions.
Yeah, it doesn't qualify. So you have to meet specific things, and one, it has to say honorable.
Okay.
It can't say under honorable
Other
or
than-
dishonorable or other reasons,
Got
so
it.
unfortunately that
Okay.
doesn't qualify.
Okay. Fair enough, yeah.
And then other ones that were being removed, they've either sold or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And on the manifest number from 11-4, we'll be talking about that later under the TA report, but I emailed you to let you know I had to do a special check to get that done before this week, before Thursday's manifest. So I thought it was best to do those separately, but that was for, I'll just say the bucket truck, so.
Oh, is the bucket truck in here?
It'll be on TA report, I have pictures.
Sorry, okay, great.
So,
All right, any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Sure about the stamp down for all those.
I should have, sorry.
Proposed updated fee schedule, Joanne.
So that's under, there are two things under number 5 for you. Joanne's got an Excel sheet, and then she's also got
Just my little
her little
talking
explanation
points.
of why
Yeah.
she's proposing things.
So, for some of you that were on the board a couple of years ago, and shortly after I came on board, we were looking at the land use fee structure, which had not changed in many, many years. So we did some analysis, compared Bristol to other similar communities, and made some minor adjustments to bring our fee structure more in line with what we were doing in land use. And with the fact that land use department was pretty brand new at that time too. So it's been 2 years since we really have looked at our land use fees, and I felt it was prudent for us to take a look and compare us to, again, similar towns, and, you know, are we still in line? Are we off the mark? So I did the same exercise as I did a couple years ago and found, and I tend to align ourselves more with Sunapee because they are very similar in size, as well as being the type of community and everything else. Sunapee did just revamp their land use change fees in August of this year. They too had done theirs a couple years ago. One thing I did notice that I liked that they've done in their fee structure is that they put, I don't know what you call it, but at the very bottom of the fee structure, it says these fees are under, like, it's under the discretion of the select board and can change on an annual basis not to exceed 10% or something like that. So it gives the select board the authority to, you know, adjust them on an annual basis.
Which you already have technically, but
I
we
just-
thought it was nice to add it to it.
You know, have it on the fee structure. So what I've done on this spreadsheet, which may be a little difficult to understand, is the dark, this shaded thing here, I feel like I'm Alan Barnard, I should have brought my laser.
I have one in the truck if you want one.
I have one at my desk.
Okay.
But, so the gray line here is where we currently are, under Bristol, and then this is where Sunapee was before they recently changed. So if you look at, residential projects, new 1 and 2 family homes, we were saying a minimum of $150, and then we were charging 15 cents per square foot. This is what Sunapee is doing. And actually, I take that back. It was $50.50 per square foot is what we were doing. I'm now proposing we do 100, 200, and 300 based on the size of the home, which is still quite a bit different than them. But again, our demographics are also a little different than Sunapee. We did break out some of the other things that are we issue the most certificates of zoning compliance for, such as sheds. I didn't make this change, where did I do it? We talked about it.
We talked about it, but this is the
I
old
haven't-
copy.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
So, yeah, when we talked about the addition accessory structure where sheds, decks, porches, permanent pools, fences over 6 feet.
Yeah.
You can't really
Mine is-
measure fences over 6 feet per square foot.
Yours is a little different than mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a separate line item here. Sheds, we issue a lot of certificates for sheds. And some of them are super simple because they're pre-made, they're small, doesn't take much as long as setbacks are verified and everything else. So what we're proposing is for a shed that's less than 200 square feet and any fence that is over 6 feet, and that's the only time you would need to get a certificate for a fence is if it's over 6 feet. Those two factors would be a flat fee of $50.
6 feet high or 6 feet linear feet?
6 feet high,
Okay.
That's the zoning.
yeah,
So zoning, anything under 6 feet doesn't require a permit, but anything over 6 feet does.
yeah.
So,
So we were proposing a shed less than 200 square feet and any fences 6 feet or higher would be a flat fee of $50. Sheds greater than 200 square feet, decks, porches, and permanent pools fall into this category.
yeah, sorry, Joanne and I talked, but I didn't have the right one in here
Yeah.
for you, so. but-
Yeah, I didn't send it to her, so it's on me. So you can just kind of see this is the column I want you to look at, versus where we would be in line with compared to other similar towns.
And those are at the top.
Yep, Sunapee.
And-
So does
We're not-
so,
We're not asking for approval tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
does Sunapee have, how does Sunapee approach the inspections? Do they have a building, do they have a building inspector that goes out for the buildings and they actually do a framing cause here, in my head,
Right.
the balancing act is, what are the services they provide for the permit fee that they have versus the services that we actually provide? 'Cause on our certificate of zoning compliance,
Mhm.
we need to verify,
It's
like,
just- yeah.
like, where it's placed on the property. So in this case, Mike
Yeah.
has to go to someplace to go, yeah, you're placing it and you're not encroaching on your neighbor. That's an
Mhm.
important aspect of what we do.
Mhm.
But when we talk about the other things, we don't do those other things. So
What other things?
Inspections.
Framing inspection, plumbing inspection,
Right.
electrical inspection. I'm not suggesting that we should.
Right,
I'm saying if for those fees, they actually do those services,
Services.
well, because that's a service, right? Like they go out and check, right?
Yes, this says Sunapee has code enforcement.
yeah.
Right, so I wanna make
Right.
sure that we're comparing apples to, you're
Right.
right, like demographically, I think it's a good comparison, it's just,
Yeah.
I think the fee structure also has to line up with what we actually provide
Right, and I,
versus just a,
and I would agree to an extent, I mean, in most instances now, I put my hat on from my former days, we're rolling a truck, we're going out there, to take a look at it, because, Mike needs to put eyes on it, he needs to measure, you know, so it's man hours. It's not just, you know, looking to make sure the boxes are all checked and, you know, we got the check. There's,
I mean, it isn't just measuring. He is making sure that they've said, whatever they said they were doing, that they've done, and they didn't do any extra. So there's a combination of that. Is he doing life safety and building code? No.
no,
However, if it's more than 2 units, that we're calling in the fire chief.
right,
Fire
Aaron
department.
I
goes
guess,
out
all
there.
right, so just, I don't know if anybody else has anything, but devil's advocate for a second,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In that scenario, what's the difference then between a 2,000 square foot or a 5,000 square foot house to Mike? Like to what he's gonna actually perform? There really isn't a difference
Mhm.
to the job that we're performing. Whether it's, you know, this big or this big.
Right,
That's where I'm,
mhm,
right, like, that's actually where I'm sort of like splitting hairs and going, okay, well, I'm not saying we don't need
Why?
to keep current,
mhm,
and I wanna be appropriate for what we need to capture,
mhm,
but
At the same time, if you're, the other end of that is if you're building a 1,200 square foot ranch,
yeah,
right? You're looking at a versus a 4,000 square foot, you know,
Yeah.
house, your building permit should probably be less.
but it's not a building, but back to it, it's not a building permit, we don't.
You can call it whatever you want, but it's a building permit.
It's a way for us to keep our inventory so that we appropriately tax somebody
Right.
for what they have.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, for
We-
whatever we do, it
We
needs to
called
be
it,
appropriate.
we called it a land use permit before, because technically, but it's still
You can't build
some
without
type
it.
of building permit. You can't build without it.
mhm.
We just don't enforce building code.
Codes.
Correct.
Right.
And I'm looking at what we do to enforce whatever that is, because I don't see the difference in the effort for a property to necessarily have a difference.
Mhm. Well, since I'm not Mike, I
Yeah.
can't go into the depth that he does do. I do know, obviously, there are certain requirements from energy codes and things like that we're requiring that the property owner gets, if that's applicable to the situation.
The one thing I'll say on this is, I'd like to see this geared more towards, so, let's say for instance, like Sean is a year-round resident of town that, he just put an addition on his house.
Yep.
I'd like to keep it affordable for that person that's a year-round resident that wants to put on an addition, or add on a garage, or add on,
Mhm.
a shed, something like that. But like, for instance, like I see opportunity where, like I look at the 1 or 2 family dwelling new, up to 2,000 square feet, keep it at or 100 is fine. But then you get a 5,000 square foot home, if somebody can afford a 1,000 square foot home, they can afford a $1,000 fee plus the 30 cents a square foot. And then, you know, you can offset that, or that can offset things like, you know, if the average resident with a, you know, it's an assessed value of under $500,000 or $400,000 or whatever wants a shed, you know, it's a $25 permit fee or something like that. Am I making any sense?
Can we go there? Like,
Well, the
is that
thing is, I know what you're trying to do. In my head, all I'm trying to do is the fees need to be relative to the effort that's required and the service that we're providing. If we're not going out and we're not doing framing inspections and we're not doing plumbing and electrical inspection, and I'm not suggesting that we should, because we don't do it that way, and because the things that we do need to verify is really around zoning and around those pieces, then it needs to be relative to that, because I think that addresses what you're saying, which is when people are trying to invest in their property, we need as much self-compliance as we do anything else, right? Because at the end of the day, and it's always been a bit of a thing in my craw around, like, this is how it's a double poison pill for people. I come in and I tell you I want a permit, so from a resident perspective, we're not coming out and doing something that's aiding me and making sure I'm getting a good job, or a job that's appropriate to the regulations, because it's not the services we provide. And you're gonna increase my tax bill. So I'm paying you for a fee to increase my tax bill. That's basically what it comes down to. Now, again, I think this is the mechanism that we use to make sure we track the inventory in the town. So those two things have got to, at least for
Well,
me,
like,
those
you
things
know,
have
like
got
interior renovation, like, I like the no charge under 25,000. I think that's reasonable.
Yep,
The average person wants a new kitchen,
yep.
there you go, you know, so that's one thing I really wanna see. Cause I don't think you know, somebody making a reasonable renovation to their home should have to pay a fee for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, wait, that's
And that's
precisely
in
what we want
zoning
to do.
now,
Yeah.
so, but,
Yeah.
Now, the junkyard
There's
permit on the other
multifamily.
hand, I'd like to see that go up to $10,000.
there's only, what did you say, junkyard permit? There's only one property that has a junkyard permit.
Yeah.
It's at Stevens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's like, in my head, doing it like that, you know, so I know you gotta talk to Mike to try to figure it
Yeah.
out. But like, I'm just trying to, when we have these distinctions, in my head, I'm trying to understand then what is the level of effort that's different for the distinctions that then
Right.
justifies, hey, here's why there's a difference. It's not necessarily about the total itself, because, you know, as inflation does what inflation does, there are cost increases. So that part doesn't get me all twisted. It's more the alignment, because we need some self-compliance, but that's our mechanism for maintaining the inventory in the community.
Where do you count multifamily? Is it under commercial? Yeah, we might wanna spell that out a little bit more.
I think, you know, we ask people in this town to pay enough in taxes, particularly year-round residents.
Yep.
So I'd like to make it easier for them to be able
Maintaining
To
their
do
property.
to
their,
maintain their properties.
Yep.
You know, I mean, obviously, we need that piece in there that maintains property values and, you know, holds people accountable. But I have a hard time asking the average person to come in and pay a fee to do something on their own land. You know? I also have a hard time paying that fee myself.
Listen, I think
To be honest, I mean, I'm not.
well, no, but it's a give and take. You look at it and go, okay, I'm giving you a fee for this. That means I'm getting this out of, you know.
Yeah.
To John's point, this should be for revenue, it's not a revenue source.
You're
You should
right.
be looking at a revenue source, it's just to
It is
To reimburse for the effort.
offset as best
offset
we
the,
can the
offset the
efforts that we
effort.
gotta do.
Yeah, right.
What did I do? Did I miss one? Good catch. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, I guess the one thing I really wanna see is that, you know, maybe, that, I'd like to see that under 25,000 on the interior. And I think on accessory structures, maybe
Isn't it, so are there?
anything under 150 square feet, there's no charge or something like that. I mean, that's a,
But I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, right now, it's our total materials cost of
It's
15,000.
that's Sunapee's line.
Yeah, that's Sunapee's line. So like ours is 15,000, so if you do a project and your material cost does not exceed $15,000, so to your point, you gotta get a
Inside,
kitchen, right?
yeah.
Maybe you and God help you, Sean's gonna, help you hang some cabinets.
well, that's a good question. Is that under $25,000 in material, or is that under $25,000?
No, so in our case, the way the zoning reads is it's under $15,000
Materials
of
Materials.
materials.
only.
Yeah.
So if you, and again, it's a bunch of self-policing in all this, but like, to the point that you made, when we went through this exercise, we were trying to take into account, because it was, before we made that change, it was $2,000. I'm like, for crying out loud, my refrigerator's almost $2,000, never mind anything else.
So I guess here's what confuses me. So like, and I'm not as familiar with land use as maybe some of the rest of you are. So if I want to re-side my house, do I need a permit?
No.
No, okay. But if I want to put in a new kitchen,
Mhm.
I need a permit.
If it's over.
If it's
If
over,
it's over
if the
$15,000
materials
in
are over.
materials.
Right. So that,
So,
I guess, is
well,
kind of confusing to me.
now I will also say there's another twist to that. Again, going to, if the siding you're removing is predates 1978,
You have asbestos.
you're gonna need to let us know. It's lead,
Yeah,
and so that requires a,
yeah. But if you want to,
But if
again,
you're
if you
just
want to
going-
re-roof your house,
yep, same
which
for same.
potentially
Same for same.
1978.
Yep, yep.
But
But same for
Right now,
same,
same for same, we don't. Windows,
but if you
same
change
for
the
same.
metal, you do.
nothing.
Well, that, and
That's
that's,
And I,
intimately familiar. If I went in and replaced all the windows in my house right now, in kind with what's there, I'm probably talking $60,000 worth of windows,
Mhm.
but I don't need a permit for it.
mhm,
Because you have the windows stuff.
Technically, you're supposed to get energy code from the state, but
mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
doing that.
I know.
On replacement.
I know.
Yeah.
Massachusetts is.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So what, I guess, so what am I hearing?
Well, so what we've looked at today is we have to hold public hearings, but we want to make sure Doreen has directions, what she needs changed will come back to you.
Yeah, for the land use fees, I didn't expect a decision or anything tonight. I just really wanted dialogue around what you guys were thinking. And as I shared earlier too, there are 14 planning and zoning changes, House bills that are impacting
Yeah.
land use, so it's,
Temporary camping permit, you could bump that up to like $5 million.
that's a whole other conversation. Oh, but the tent's staying,
There's a lot of
but I can
enforcement.
take it down if it's bothering me. I can take it
It's on the
down.
ground.
Is it?
Yeah, I drove by that.
Okay, well, I could take it down. Yeah, capital letters.
Okay, I just got it.
Okay,
So we can go
So that
back. and
seems
do a
clear
little
as mud.
research. We can go back to do a little more
Yeah.
research,
yeah.
come back with some alternative.
I'll get rid of all the other stuff on the spreadsheet, that you're looking at, just so you can see what it would look like for
I do
us.
think we probably have to add a line that does say about the zoning 15 under.
Yeah.
That should be
yeah.
there, but.
And honestly, in full disclosure for Christina too, I sent this to her, I think, last week or end of last week, and asked her if she had had a chance. And then I said, if I'm gonna be here for the workshop,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
can we just
very
have a discussion about it? So I didn't anticipate anything you know,
I think ultimately, if we could just waive fees for year-round residents and increase the.
and make it first. Well,
Maybe
looking
also-
at,
We can do that.
yeah,
All right, hold on.
That would
Problem
probably
solved.
be prejudicial.
I know-
It is prejudicial.
I'm not, I'm not.
Is the MS one next, or?
Look, I think just to round that up, my only distinction in all this, and again, I'm only one of them, right? But is like just the level of effort difference in all of them.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
you know, like, because right now, I truly don't see that there is a level of effort difference.
Mhm.
Definitely things that we need to examine and capture.
We can actually, have Mike do, maybe draw up like a step, what the difference, what his process would be, like just a quick bullet points to kind of
Yeah,
get
yeah,
a
yeah.
comparison.
That'd be good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it would be good for him to be.
Sorry.
No, I wasn't, no,
No,
not
we
at all.
weren't.
I wasn't. I didn't come in with.
I do
mean,
appreciate the comparison, so honestly.
I-
it's like
Yeah, no,
that.
that's great.
I think it's, as I started off, I think it's just really prudent that we are looking at these more regularly,
Yeah.
than letting things pass us by and, you know, because oftentimes we'll hear from people that are moving here from other areas within the state and they're like, really, that's all it is? Or this, and it's like, what did, you know,
We could institute a Mondami fee for all the people that are gonna come from New York City.
You are on a roll tonight.
Sure.
Are you ready, Mr. Chair, for the next step?
am.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
Joanne is also here. I figured I asked her to stay just in case you have questions about the MS1.
and hopefully you don't.
The MS1 is there.
It's an MS1.
It's the summary inventory of valuation
Evaluation.
for the town of Bristol.
Baby.
So if
Big, we hit the big leagues.
Hey,
the
look at
big
this.
number that you probably want to see is what page? Oops, I went too far.
I mean, listen, this is awesome. It just-
Well,
No, I look at.
Someone probably read that, but.
That's your big number on page
I
3.
understand, but look at the
I'll try and make it bigger.
progression.
$1 billion club?
Yep, we hit the $1 billion club.
Yep. Because we go 500.
if Bristol is there, it's not exclusive anymore, right?
So we hit the
Mandy thought it was pretty darn cool.
I know.
Yeah.
The net valuation, without utilities is $1,033,000,000. With utilities, it's $1,059,000,000.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, it scares me plugging numbers in.
Yeah.
You know, fortunately, our system, the DRA system changed.
Goes high enough.
Where the feature between our assessing software and DRA, I mean, it was the first time us using it this
Sorry, I just remembered I was.
this pass, so I was extremely nervous each screen I was moving through. to make
Good gosh.
sure.
When I used to do it when it was a lot less, it made me nervous.
It's like, it gave me a lot of anxiety,
Yeah.
because.
Yeah, we can say that, we can talk about what that number means, but at the end of it, houses we're selling for 2.5 times, on average, 2.5 times what the valuation was,
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Or
So
equalization.
you can argue about what that number is, but the sheer fact is, even with the reval, properties sell for above those values.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for cash.
There was a lot of cash sales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know, to me, yes, that's a signal of sort of how people are doing generically, but whether they mortgage it or that.
Well, you know, someone had said something on Facebook about, why do they always say, well, that you can sell your house, for more than that. I don't want to sell my house. Well, I get that. No one wants you to have to sell your house. But this is how New Hampshire works.
Right, this is the mechanism.
Yeah.
It's not Bristol doing a property tax
It's
that's different
statutory,
from
right.
somewhere else. And the only way it's equitable to everyone in town is when that equalization rate is at 1.
Mhm. And I also say too, that God forbid, something should happen to your property and it burns down and you have to replace it, you're certainly not replacing it at
At
the,
$190,000,
Right.
which my house was valued at.
Right.
Previously.
yeah.
I think I just signed something. that was
Which, by the way,
supposed to-
that's the room for the
You're
insurance
allowed to
industry.
wipe your name out, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wrong spot.
There was a tab pointing right at a line that said.
I'm not supposed to sign this, right?
Yes, Eric, you all
You all
have to
have
vote
to
on
sign
it.
it.
You actually have to motion to approve it and sign it, and then we have to submit the signature page to the Department of
And
Revenue.
it gets
Okay.
uploaded.
So, some of the acronyms I'm not clear on. Less TIF, what's TIF?
We don't have a TIF. So TIF would be a tax increment financing something.
Right.
The words aren't exact, but tax incremental financing district or something like that.
Okay, we don't
Right.
have.
Basically a
We don't have a
focused
Yeah.
area, not
Okay.
like the 91E, which
Okay.
is
'Cause I know it's
79,
I don't know
yeah.
what the TIF is.
I think we
Which
talked
is-
about it when, we talked about a TIF potentially when you were talking about the sewer to the lake project,
Right.
and it can be done that way, but.
So the other part that's interesting to me is we've got, and I could just hand this on, we can keep doing this, but like, taxation of farm structures is 0, but then we have farms called out as.
So you have to actually adopt some of those RSAs, and we have not adopted them.
Ah.
So, there's a taxation of farm structures, and what it's a different assessment for
Okay,
under your farm building, I believe, that's what it is, and we haven't adopted a
we
couple
haven't
of them.
adopted, okay.
Yeah. So,
So glad Les isn't here. Nobody else is even your peppermint patties.
there are to go peppermint patties.
And the other thing about having your reval up to date
Yeah.
is
Motion,
that
John.
certain areas of town are not subsidizing other areas of town.
Right,
Because particular areas of town either get undervalued or overvalued throughout the process, throughout the 5-year stretch. And that's made up, if it's undervalued, that's made up by everyone else.
Right.
yeah.
And that's not fair to the other taxpayers.
And some of the things I've seen on Facebook and posts have been, I just want to stress again for anybody who's listening or watching, because your value increased, that doesn't mean your
You've not set the
taxes
tax-
are going up.
As I keep saying, we are not allowed to spend a penny more than you authorized us to spend at the March town meeting.
Yeah, it's a balanced
This
equation.
is not a cash infusion that we can just do whatever we want with.
The other thing is with the equalization rate for county and state taxes.
Right.
If we have a 49% equalization rate, then we're paying probably more than our fair share
Right.
towards those.
Towards
Yeah.
the schools.
Because
and,
it's, yeah, because it's just what the state says rather than what the
Correct.
actual valuation is.
Correct. Because that doesn't change based on your equalization. That's a
Yeah.
great point.
We'll have a 100%-ish
Right.
Mhm.
now because
It's
of
a
the,
little, it's behind a little too, but
it's always gonna be behind. But to keep that state equalization rate above 95% is very good.
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah, we probably ought to vote on it.
you have to vote on it.
Yeah. Make a motion to accept the MS1 as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Sean, second by Don to accept the MS1 as presented.
Sorry.
We got ahead of ourselves.
No, he does it every time, John,
Said Don instead of John.
Yeah. Whatever.
Let's start
The
using,
one that said second.
let's start using last names.
I can say second too, so it doesn't matter.
There you go.
All right, well, anyway, any
Thank you.
discussion on that?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Oh, my head.
And the ayes have it. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
You can get out of that by just saying we have a motion
I-
that has been properly
I
seconded.
will, I will mention to the board, I took a phone call from Turner
Let the caretaker figure it out.
Cottages.
Turn it on.
They would like to come to the meeting on the 20th, potentially. to talk about,
And I don't know if I can get them in, but go ahead.
they want to come to a future meeting, and I just told them that I would mention it in regards to a dumpster location.
Where are they located?
Yeah, but they're across the street. Why-
Yes,
Where did
Yes.
they,
we should talk.
Okay,
did they say where they would like to put their dumpster?
In the key at the end of Walnut Road.
he's supposed to be supplying something, but I've not heard. They have my contact information, but
Is this a temporary situation
No.
or?
No.
doesn't sound like it.
So, what, forgive me, why would,
So
It's site plan. Is it their property or town property?
I believe it's their property and they want to clear a spot, but snow removal is gonna be an issue.
So,
oh, so they want to put it up in the
Yeah,
circle
so I
at the end
know,
of that?
I spoke to the gentleman, apparently they had a perfect place to keep it, the property sold, and the new owners were like, yeah,
yeah.
get that out of here.
I think they're gonna need to update their site plan too, though, because.
I was gonna
I
say.
I printed off all their
Oh, yeah.
materials.
So,
I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
that
I
was,
did,
but
a gentleman did reach out to me, I spoke, he was very nice.
Very nice, yeah.
I referred him to you, because
Yep,
I
okay.
don't know, other
Well,
than the
I-
fact that I know that the highway department would lose their minds if there was a dumpster in that key.
Yeah.
During snow removal, because having plowed that road, there's not much area to turn around down there.
Right.
Well, I just told him I would pull his site plan and his information, but he had mentioned that he wanted to come to the select board, and I was
Awesome.
like, okay.
I might
Just
be able
mention-
to squeeze them in, but we've, but,
But process-wise, shouldn't they, even if they wanna come here, if they gotta update the site plan, shouldn't they go to the planning board first?
yeah, because I think they need to know if there's gonna be a problem for snow removal, they're gonna
Oh.
probably want you to decide that first before they
Before
make
they, okay, fair
an
enough.
investment in the site plan.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I'd like to have Victor's input on it, I know.
No, I'm good,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think through.
Yeah,
like,
PCC.
what's the right
Because
process?
I do know that there was a conversation with somebody from Highway, I don't know, but they
Yeah,
basically
he
said, no,
said.
you can't put it there.
Yeah.
So whether they're correct in what they told this gentleman or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It's a land use matter.
Yeah.
so.
Mhm.
thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks.
I'll
Thank
get
you.
your-
Have a good night.
I'll get your form in the morning.
Okay. Sounds good. Have a good night.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank you.
Okay. Master plan work, Conservation Commission's PO number.
So apparently I didn't know until I just saw the email, you guys voted, conservation approved resilience. So I'm bringing it to you because it is the purchase order is under number 7. So the contract agreement is there. It is not to exceed 11, which is just over what I'm allowed to approve. The thought is, whatever, we would encumber this, we talked to the planning board, they were fine with it. But there's nothing saying when we sign this, that they can't start work now.
Right.
Because we do have some funds now.
But we can't, right.
We just can't exceed the funds we have now. So, so we're just bringing it to you. Resilience Planning wants to do, or has been asked for a quote to do the master plan. And Sean might be able to explain a little more.
Yeah, it's the conservation chapter of the master plan. We've been working through, but clearly it is above our pay grade, but we've been doing some of the base work on it. It does not include a natural resource inventory, although that is something that we're tossing around. But it's basically update that section of the master plan. And this is a conversation that's been happening with planning board. And it's kind of the next one on the list to take off.
Listen, for me, I think it's awesome, mainly because I honestly feel like the more we have the various groups taking on their portions, it really becomes everybody's perspective, not just a few that sort of whip a document together that then satisfies our ability to spend capital. So that's the part that always makes me smile.
Yeah, it's been really interesting working at that. It's very, for someone who is not a writer, it is so poorly written. I mean, it's atrocious, really. Number one. Number two, it's interesting that some of the things they talk about have come to pass, some of the projects and protective stuff. So that's just plain outdated. But yeah, this will start that process.
So do we need a vote?
You just need a motion to approve the purchase order and for me to sign it if you're good with it.
Okay, so I would entertain a motion to approve purchase order number 4826.
I'll make a motion
Okay.
to approve purchase order 4826 to Reliance Planning in the amount of $11,000 and that Christina can sign for it.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion by Don, second by Sean. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Compactor, another purchase order.
We already talked about this and during budget session, and the board wanted us to move forward with getting this year. So this is the purchase order. The way I filled it out is just taking it out of the new equipment line for now. Something else has come up now, and so when we first talked, we've ordered this, just so that you know, because we had to get it in order to be able to get the done this year. It's gonna be, I think the leeway was like 8 to 10 weeks before we would get it. So, I received a $38,000 check from Concord, Concord Regional Solid Waste Group.
Yeah.
So they sold a piece of, and we didn't know what it was, but we just found out they sold a piece of property, and because we're part of the Regional Solid Waste Group, we get a percentage of that sale, so this is our cut, $38,000. I think when they closed, we got what was that, $100,000 last time we were able to do the renovations to the transfer station.
Right.
We have to hold a public hearing because it's over $10,000, I've learned that, to accept unanticipated revenue. But I'm also learning, and I just need to clarify before your public hearing, you can also assign and spend the money. So for instance, you could spend the money on the compactor if that's what we wanted to do, and not touch the revolving fund then and let that money build up. Go ahead.
Doesn't that money have to go into the revolving fund? I thought that's why we set up the revolving fund.
So we changed the purpose of the revolving fund though.
Yeah, but it should still have the original purpose. I thought all the monies that we got from them had to go through the revolving fund.
Is in that left pocket, right pocket, like, okay?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It is, but it's
take
just-
the money out of the revolving fund,
Ouch.
deposit
So
38K.
what happens?
But it's just.
The balance of that goes to the revolving fund?
Well, I need to clarify that. The piece, I talked to Ruby today, Ruby and I looked at all of the unanticipated revenue information, and you do have to hold a public hearing. You can assign unanticipated revenue to be spent, as long as it's not something that wasn't a plan. It can't be outside of your planned purchases, you know. But I need to double check, because when we did change the purpose of the revolving fund. We changed it for recycling. We didn't, I don't know.
Right, we added to it, we didn't, I don't
So
think we
when-
changed that.
Yeah, I mean, double check, but
Yeah.
I think Don is right.
Yeah.
We made it more adaptive rather than less, or
Which-
rather, less
Yeah.
single issue.
Yep,
Yeah, we didn't eliminate the original
Right.
purpose.
so maybe we can put this in and then
And
take
then purchase the whole,
and purchase the,
From
What's the ETA on this thing?
sorry,
What's the ETA on this?
on the compactor.
Yeah.
We just signed it, so I think he said 8 to 10 weeks.
Okay, so can we just hold a public hearing before that and
Yeah, I'm gonna.
dot our i's and cross our t's?
The plan is, so either way, we're spending the money, so period. But if it would be easier if this just goes into the revolving fund and then we just spend the revolving fund, whatever it is,
that
or
would
if.
be nice.
I'm
Right.
guessing that
That-
public
that
hearing's
seems-
gonna
that
take
seems
about
like-
51 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that seems to make the most sense.
Because we've ordered it, if you could at least approve the purchase order,
Okay.
Yeah,
you know, it would be fine,
Yeah.
better to do that, so.
And to clarify, this is, towns have paid into this, for lack of a better term, co-op, to build a new facility. Those plans changed for the solid waste co-op, those plans changed, and because towns had been paying in, that money got paid back out.
Yeah.
So now it sounds like they've sold the property that was planned for, and because we had paid towards that, that money went back to the towns too.
So
Just for anybody who's.
bully on us.
And it sounds like they still exist in some fashion, the
Yeah.
cooperative, and we're still a member of it, but this was a piece of property they
Right.
sold,
So Rob, would you like a motion to?
Love one.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve purchase order 4827 to Atlantic Recycling Equipment in the amount of $28,790, and also that Christina can sign for it.
Second.
Okay, motion by Don, that's John, second by Don. I
Knew
have a
it.
motion by Miller.
I knew that the two of us
Second by
would
Miller.
really screw you up.
I just add, so for the public that's watching, this compactor was approved during budget season to be ordered.
Yep.
And it's replacing the compactor that is
Yeah, the
reaching
contract
its
number
end
two.
of life.
End of life.
Very
It's,
quickly.
it's held together by baling wire.
Failing wire, yeah, so.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We'll get more information on the other thing and have that at your public hearing.
Giddy
All
up.
right. Wastewater asset management grant, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, and under number, whatever number we're on.
Bunch of crap.
It's no pun intended.
Oh, pun bestowed.
Number 9, so if you remember correctly, the water asset management grant we received was approximately close to 100,000. We had a presentation come before the board, some really, really great things, and this documents what our water assets are. So we applied for a second grant, and with the wastewater side, and so that we can document and do the assets on the wastewater side. They've approved us, so there's two things here. The first thing I just need you to approve tonight is accepting the grant. The $30,000 is what they've granted us, and that will be about half the project. The second thing that they've done is approved us to apply for a $30,000 loan, but we would have to take that to town meeting if we decide to go that route, and that would be the second half of the project. It would be a low-interest loan, and we would do it through DES. So right now, Jeff said the $30,000 will get us started and get us moving forward. Whether we fully complete the project or not would be up to the board when Jeff comes in to talk to you about his recommendation for the loan or not. So. But we have to accept it within a certain amount of time or we'll lose it, so we just don't want to lose it until we're sure. So I would need a motion to accept the grant for $30,000 unless there are other questions.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept the $30,000 grant from the Clean Water Asset Management Program funding.
Second.
Motion by Milburn, second by St. John.
All right,
Discussion.
so what happens if we don't do the loan? Do we end up with something half done that's a real problem?
Well, there's two different things. This is all paid, wastewater would be paid out of the water and sewer, well, not the sewer budget.
Okay,
So we would, if we decide to not do the $30,000 loan and you wanted to continue project, you would have to pay $30,000.
well, I guess what I'm saying
To finish the
is really the vote, I get why we're doing the $30,000 acceptance of the grant, so we get, that's a process. But should we really be approving a $60,000 project first, and then we figure this last piece out with Jeff? That's sort of what I'm getting at, because like, I guess I don't wanna start something that we're like, well, I really only can do this much of it, cause we're only gonna do 30 grand.
Well,
So
first-
did we apply for this, or was
We
this?
did,
What's that?
we did.
We did, okay. So there is a need for this, this isn't just a, oh, there's a grant, let's,
It's asset management, there is a need for it. It will document, like the water asset management documented everything. Do you remember the presentation when she came in and showed you?
Yeah, it was like
it was-
$74 million or
Yeah,
something stupid.
We ended up getting, $74 million in
In
water
assets.
assets. We were able to actually show that we have. And we have the software now that you can continue to track it and update it as things change. This is less money and it's costing less to do the project. We actually applied for 60,000 for the wastewater side. And this is what they came back. They gave us 30 and offered us a low interest option to apply for a loan.
Okay, so this isn't the catch like USDA where you have to take a loan.
No,
so
So
the
we could
money,
either take a loan or we could budget the.
Right,
out
all I'm saying
of the
is,
water and
it
sewer.
makes sense to me to do this,
And it-
I'm just, like,
and
just trying to make sure we get the
that's kind of my
process.
question, is the money to pay off this loan is gonna come from water and sewer debt service?
yes,
Yes.
But it wouldn't be next year either. By the time we still have to go through a whole, so once you've accepted the grant,
Yeah,
we still have to go through a whole application process. And if we decide we want to do the loan, that would have to go to town meeting. So it still goes through, they just want they want to know that you're willing to accept the grant at this point, and then we still have
Yeah.
many steps to get through.
right, and I think the outstanding item for us is, we're basically saying, we're accepting a $60,000 project, which we already now know that 30,000 is covered with the grant, and that we're okay with, we're gonna figure out the other 30,000, whether it's through the loan process or through another mechanism.
Budget.
Well, so there is a timeline that they've given you. It says develop and issue an RFQ, select an engineer, draft scope of contract, prepare and submit. This goes all the way through May. Then you go on further, you get to review the application, send grant agreement, prepare and send grant agreement with the NHDS, and then you sign, return hard copy to DS, and we're all the way into August of 2026, and we haven't even started the project yet, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good.
So if we do a warrant article, make sure it's not lasting for 2 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we still have a motion on the floor, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes, have it. TA report.
The first one, you wanna look at your TA report info only, see if there's anything that jumps out at you that you're concerned about. There are some pictures in there that you might wanna look at, cause you might see a kilt.
Oh, God.
On the info 10 inspection required,
Yes,
what is the nature?
excessive trash barrels with unknown contents.
Okay.
I'd ask that too.
Info 9,
Someone living in a recreational vehicle.
is that on property?
Yeah. So, yes, on there. There's a house already on the property.
So this is the second level.
Yeah.
Did you get a complaint on it?
Yeah.
Is it being handled?
I don't know what the status is yet, but I've heard, if I remember correctly, the person may have moved out.
And taking the vehicle with them?
No. But I can get an update for your next meeting.
All right.
Don't forget, you gotta look for your,
Go what?
you gotta look for your kilt.
I don't know where I'm looking.
And the photos.
Where's the photos?
On your
Documents.
info
Oh,
number
never mind, I
one.
found it.
It's number 9, info number 1, Halloween 9. It's your select board.
Oh,
chief.
yeah.
I'm wearing it.
There you go.
That's
That's my t-shirt.
That's his Halloween costume.
It's what happened to the last person who called it a skirt.
I should have shared it up on the screen.
No, that's fine.
Actually, I can.
There you go. Whatever you gotta do.
So the brush pile's back open, correct?
Yes.
I
I
think
didn't,
Chuck
I have
said
that under the
Saturday,
TA report
Yeah.
to talk, because there's a couple of updates from transfer station, but, so you're good on that info? If you go to your TA report, number 11, discussion folder. So we just wanted, next week is Veterans Day, November 11th. We'd like to take a moment to do two things. One, say thank you to our veterans for your courage, your sacrifice, and your unwavering commitment to protecting our freedoms. Your service has shaped our nation and continues to inspire us every day. We honor you today and always. In addition, we wanted to recognize our veteran employees. In the police department, we have Mike Freer, Chris Carter, and Ron Taylor. In the fire department, we have Jerry DeRozier and Jeff Ford. In the transfer station, Bill Corliss, Arthur Borey, and Mark Buckland. And in the highway department, Victor Greenwood. So to say thank you for your service. And thank you to Scott Sanchagrin.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
I should have put you in the report, sorry.
It's okay.
Also, it's past November 1st, we were going to recognize our employees' anniversary dates. Thank you for your continued service. In the fire department, we have Serenity Dinger, 1 year. Daniel Reed, 6 years. Alec Thompson, 3 years. In the highway department, Richard Poitras has been our part-time employee for 11 years. Minot Sleeper Library, we have Elizabeth Potter, who's celebrating 1 year. Police department, Brian Tracy, 2 years. He's our part-time person. Transfer station, Chuck Cullen, 2 years. And then this is a really good, it's a big number. Joel Fermanic at the Water and Sewer Department has been 20 years, so,
Wow.
yeah. The next one is the Downtown Memorial. In your folders, there are, I'm gonna change my view, sorry, list. Under number 3, there are 2 things. There's a picture of the plaque I'm talking about. This came up back when Butch was here, and it's kind of slipped through the cracks. I'm bringing it back up to talk to the board because the family has contacted me again. We couldn't get anybody, this is the misspelling on the plaque, the name. If you look, you can zoom in, there's a name, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up from the bottom that's spelled wrong. Both, the first name is spelled wrong, and the family had come to the town asking about it. And at the time, we said we should fix it and we should look into it. Well, we've looked into it, we've reached out to multiple companies. Only one responded, said they can't fix it. And then the second one that responded actually came out and looked at the type of plaque it was. And to fix it, they have to take it off and redo the whole thing. And the cost is $2,700.
It's wrong.
Yes. So originally, when this was installed, the town didn't pay for this. The family members of the people on the plaque did pay for it. I do agree that we should fix it. I just wanted to make sure the board was aware what the cost was gonna be. It is more, and this is the only person who's responded. He's gonna, what he's explaining to us, he's gonna do, they're gonna take it off. They're going to redo the plaque, give us a proof to look and confirm the names on there. And then it won't be reinstalled until next spring.
Could we look for a donor for that to cover the cost, maybe a tax write-off?
He said it cannot repair, I don't know, we could ask, yes. existing bronze plaque, it will need to be replaced in order to make the correction. It was, when it was manufactured, it has a
cast.
hollow back
Yeah.
and is hung by a cleat or hanger attached to the granite. The new bronze plaque will need to be solid and attached using hidden studs as the old manufacturing process is no longer done. And the price he gave us is the $2,723 to do it.
So he's gonna actually cast a new plaque?
Yeah.
Because I was wondering how they
Where
would
was this
fix
located?
something that's cast like that.
The picture's there, if you wanted to look at the picture, but it's, do you know where they put the, who's on that, the green? What, the green sign, memorial sign also is there in the square?
Yeah, what do they call those?
I don't know.
They're the highway, point of interest mark.
Point of interest marker.
Yeah.
Oh, like
So-
Yeah,
It's-
mod, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. So behind that it's down on the ground, but it's like on the edge of the parking lot, I think,
Okay.
there, somewhere there.
Oh, here it is.
I think it faces the road, yeah, so.
I guess the only thing that's going through my head is if we gotta redo the whole thing, if we were to do if we were to do something like that today, is this what we would put in? I know he's trying to match what's there to fix the problem, but is this the thing that we would put in now?
Are you saying change the monument itself even?
Maybe, or is it just the bronze piece, like if we went to somebody else, is this what they would put? I'm not sure the answer to this, right?
Right. We didn't ask him for anything more than how do we
Then
fix
just
this
fix
and
this.
replace this?
Yeah.
But could we?
Could you?
It is going to be more money.
All I'm saying
But-
is if we would do something different, does something different achieve the same goals? Because the whole point is it's the remembrance of everybody that's listed, right? So try and make sure that that's
There,
correct.
and some of those people are alive.
No, I get it all.
Just so you know,
No,
you said
but
remembrance.
something other than a bronze
It's
plaque.
honoring,
Yeah,
right?
well, right, so I wanna make sure that everybody there is properly honored.
If it were inscribed in the stone,
Right,
right, is that,
I don't know, is that
Oh,
like
you mean like
1,500?
etch it like a monument
Yeah.
instead of a bronze plaque?
yeah.
Right.
We could ask him for what it would cost to do that instead.
Well, I mean,
I mean, I'm not trying
here's
to
what I'm kind of thinking here is,
jump
so
out.
you have, on the cannon is, what's on the cannon, is that?
It's just it's a narrative of what
So
it
there's
was
no-
and where it was.
Because we have nothing for, like, World War II.
That's in the middle school gym.
Yeah, there's a
Vietnam,
monument in front of the
Korea.
school, middle school,
Yeah.
yeah.
So one name got overlooked, basically.
Well, it's spelled wrong. If you look at
It's hard.
it's funny, I know 3 people on this.
I know, there's
Oh, I
way
know
more
more.
people I know a lot of people on this
One,
actually.
about the name, the first name is Hollis, it should be Hollis.
This, yeah, and it was donated, but it was accepted,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge number, but
And the only, really, it would have to come out of the contingency, but,
Yeah, and it's just like, I want to make it right, but I also, we're basically paying to fix a donation.
It's true, but the thing is, I think at this point, because it's accepted, we're the responsible parties and it should be properly.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Right, so at the end of the day, I think we need to do something. Only reason I asked the question about bronze versus something else next is, what would we do? And maybe if, let's just say it was carved in the granite, let's say that was $2,000 instead of $2,700. I don't know that it is or it isn't. So I'm trying to be responsible from a dollar's perspective, but then also have it be reflective, appropriate.
Well, and I guess kind of where I was going asking about the others, I mean, would we be better served putting, it may end up costing a lot more over time, or at some point in time, do we come up with some type of expandable
Yeah,
recognition for service members that have served in Operation Enduring Freedom and all those, and
yeah.
you know, the upcoming war in Venezuela.
Nigeria.
Well, there is room here, you just have to get rid of some of the bushes if you wanted to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of thinking, trying to look outside the box a little bit here,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
It's a good thought.
Because and not to discount the recognition of these people whatsoever, but just to be able to, there's a lot
Yeah.
more since then that
Add on to it.
we don't have anything to recognize those
Yeah.
folks with.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I know 10 people.
I was gonna say, I just looked again, it's more than a few.
Yeah.
I knew the person that the name spelled wrong, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I grew
what
up
didn't
next
know.
door to them
Yeah.
until I was 6. So. But,
You're right,
And one of them
on the
works
one
for the
hand, we
town.
have the responsibility to do something that
Yeah.
we've accepted and frankly have moved around that square,
yeah.
right, and incorporated it as part
Yes.
of the rebuild. On the other hand, we do have 30 years of activity, whatever you wanna call it, since then,
Yeah.
with lots of people serving.
Call it what it is, it's war.
Yeah, and so maybe we put a call out for names.
Yeah, names,
Um,
donations to, I mean, I think that's the kind of thing that I think if we get the word out that we wanted to undertake a project like that.
Absolutely.
How about like we
Might
still fix both?
Let's get back to this person.
Yeah.
Tell them that the family, that one way or another, we are incorporating that.
We're fixing it.
It may have, thanks to them, it may have become a larger project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we are in the process of working on this, so they're not left hanging out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it being brought up just for that simple fact, because that's not
Right.
something that we necessarily would have had the idea
right.
Yeah.
to do, you know? I mean, actually,
Let's,
the parsonage area might not be a bad spot.
Well, as long as we get approval.
Yes, but I'm just saying that might,
Turkey bear.
And my Advil's not working.
that might be an area to consider.
They need
Who-
to-
who
they
do
need
we
to do a
have,
master plan section.
who do we have sort of heading up, since Mr. Preble is no longer doing it? Who do we don't really have contact?
And then both organizations do not seem to be operating as much in this area.
And
I can reach out to the one on the fire department.
I was gonna
or
say, he'd be a
section.
good resource.
Yeah,
Or maybe Andy.
but then, but
and,
we don't
his
even
friend.
think, unfortunately, I don't think there's a veteran ceremony.
Yeah.
next week, so. And that's something
That's kind of a
we
bummer.
probably should talk about in the future. We've not been made aware, so if there is one, the town
Yeah.
doesn't know of
Yeah,
one for
yeah.
town Bristol. I do know Hebron usually does a really nice one.
Yeah, I just
so-
read about,
Yeah, so if somebody's looking for one to go to, that might be an option. But if there's somebody listening who knows that we are doing something, please let me know, so.
Yeah.
but-
Okay. That might be a real rabbit hole, but it's also something you could rally a lot of people around
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
help with, whether it's a subcommittee or even if it's,
Mm.
getting fundraising going to make it a community project.
So maybe the other thing might be to check with the vendor that's saying, okay, here's how they would make that.
What are your thoughts
What,
about
what would you
something
do,
else?
like today, like if you come, what would you recommend?
Yeah.
And he may say the same
Alternatives to a
thing.
bronze plaque, just ask them for alternatives.
Yeah, or, and again,
Or
he may say
even,
this is it.
or even, okay, they redo the plaque, and we have that plaque, but maybe it goes on something that is, 3-sided or 4-sided and has room for
Yeah,
Other,
unfortunate expansion,
Well,
over.
I was just picturing you, almost like a half circle with a bench and
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah, Enfield did a great example of that when you drive by Route 4 in Enfield
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
after the school.
Yeah.
In New Hampton, not with a
Wentworth
flag.
did, New Hampton did
Yeah.
one, Wentworth did a
Oh,
really nice
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something we can rally around.
Okay. Let me close that. Number 4, I don't have a lot of information on it yet, but Genoa Healthcare LLC I've got them in touch with Joanne right now. It's a new pharmacy opening, and they'll be opening at the Mid-State location. No definitive timing at this point, but it is a nice plus that there's a pharmacy coming
Yeah.
back in, and we'll know more information hopefully by your next meeting, so.
I think they're doing it out of the Plymouth office as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's probably
they
a
are.
prescription only.
Yeah.
Number 5, transfer station updates. A couple of things, the cameras are finally up and running, at both the transfer station and the highway department. If you look at number 5, there's a couple of things under number 5, but you'll see the one that says cameras. That's what the view looks like. I have access to the portal, so I screenshotted it to show you. We're working to get access for Victor, Chuck. The plan is Victor and Chuck obviously will have access, and Chris Carter, wherever we put cameras, will have access to the whole thing.
Yep.
Where the hell is the one on the top right?
Oh, that's behind the building.
It's on the peak of the back of the building.
It probably should come up a little bit to see the back a little bit more.
how do
And it
you-
looks like there's spider webs on it. So,
Oh, yeah, it is at
Yeah.
the peak, yeah, it's.
yeah. I've also asked, because of some things that have come up, I've asked for a quote. Nessa can install these now, so we don't have to go through the third-party vendor. They can tie it into our system. I've asked for a quote for installing 2 more cameras from Nessa. One for the upper area to show the lower side of the compactor. You can see pretty much the whole transfer station in the one picture, but you can't see the back. And that's where we've had people coming in and taking things or doing damage to things behind there. And then the second place, because of some damage that we've had recently in the lower transfer station, we talked about, and I've got cameras already. I don't have to purchase, I just need to know how much this will cost if they were gonna install. But the camera out the lower transfer station where the burn pit is, which will also help cover water and sewer. So. Gate.
Yep, good. Where do we stand with the building work, the Baylor building work?
He was supposed to come in October, hasn't come, hasn't called. I called him Monday because I'm waiting for a quote above the doors as
Yeah.
well, and he hasn't returned my call.
What is this?
The damage to the building, we.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call again tomorrow. I talked to him at the beginning of October, he said it's gonna be a couple weeks before he gets out. I'm like, okay, I get it, but we're into November.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to also talk about the building sinking, and how they would, if it is sinking, how would you fix it, so.
You're going to have to call him every day.
Okay, I can do that,
Yeah.
okay. But I will call again tomorrow.
It's just the way it is. You have to be a pain in the A until they get here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Household hazardous, that word, household hazardous waste day in 2026. We need to approve the date now. So Chuck is asking for the board to approve the moving it from August 27th to September 24th. One thing I would ask if you do agree, I just have to run it by Victor's schedule, I forgot to do that. This is a vacation week, so it would be better if Chuck didn't have to come back from his vacation. I guess this is a regularly scheduled week. Also, we had a lot of sand being delivered at the same time that August 27th for, and it caused some backups in traffic, so that's why he's recommending to change it to September 24th.
The only issue I have with that is that doesn't give seasonal property owners a chance
Right.
to.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. We're gonna do it earlier in
I wonder
August.
if we could do it earlier in August. I can ask him to look at that.
Yeah, because I agree with Rob. I think because the whole point of the hazardous waste day is so that people don't have this stuff hanging around.
Yeah.
Or dump it out.
And
on
dump
the
it in
property.
And dump it in a place that we don't want them dumping.
Yeah.
Where I have to pick it up.
Good point. I will double check with Victor too, just to make sure before that, but I think earlier in August. I mean, household,
Because a
it
few
used
years
to
ago, it
be
used to be-
August 1st.
Yeah.
Used to be the 1st of August, the first Saturday in August, so we could certainly look at an earlier date.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, under, transfer station, the brush pile did reopen on November 25th. November 5th. The two piles, they've burnt them, and it will remain open through December 1st. So people can start delivering brush back there again.
Still smoking.
2026 holiday schedule, one thing we didn't catch, so we recognize the 4th of July on July 3rd, but the transfer station would be open on July 4th. So, we're recommending to close the transfer station on July 4th, but we just want to double check. That means it would be closed from Wednesday to Monday,
Well, that's the holiday weekend.
but it's really, normally if we're closed on a Monday, we're open on Tuesday. Holiday weekend, there's really no way to open on another day, so we just wanted to check with the board.
When is this one?
Saturday.
Saturday.
So why can't we open on, oh, you said we're closed on the 3rd for the.
Yeah, because you.
We're
open
closed for the
Wednesday,
holiday on
closed for
Friday.
the holiday on Friday. The next open day
So
is
the only
Monday.
the only way to do that is to be
Can't do
open on
Thursday.
Sunday.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
not gonna do Sunday,
We're not Bridgewater.
we're open Wednesday, so Wednesday to Monday.
Yeah, so we just make sure it's advertised well, but I just wanna make sure you're good with that.
Sure.
Okay. MSW,
makes sense to me.
there's an MSW container picture in there, there's a couple of pictures. It actually came out really good. Our containers were really needing some work. So that one, the pictures in the folder show you the improvement. They reinforced it, they curved the top to shed water, and they cleaned it up and painted it. There's one more that's going out and having the same work done, so. And then also in your folders is a picture of the recycled container covers. The carport covers have been they've been welded. When we visited the site visit, they weren't welded, they're welded now. And this Saturday, the final cover will be installed and that project will be complete. But they look good. If anybody hasn't seen them, I think
Yeah.
they look good, so.
Yeah, they're doing a good job.
Okay. Anything on transfer station? Highway department updates, the phones have been finally taken care of. 3 phones have been updated and installed at the highway department. It should resolve the issues that we've been having.
So no more English lady?
No more English lady. We've eliminated the handhelds, and, they're,
So Sean's like, what? So if they hit the wrong button on their mobile phones, it would go to a voicemail that didn't really go anywhere.
well, it went to the mobile phone only, no one ever knew it was going there.
And nobody would ever get it. So
Yeah.
if you had this English sounding person, you'd be like,
You didn't
okay.
know you reached the transfer
yeah,
station.
no, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, the
That's what it
highway
was.
department. So, we're making a few minor adjustments, but,
Nice.
other than that, the phones are separate. If you call the transfer station,
Cool.
if you call the transfer station, you get the transfer station. If you call the highway department, they have no more handhelds, and there are 3 phones installed. One in the break room, one new one in Victor's office, and then one by the back door. This one, there are pictures I'd like you to look at under TA number 6, the tree on Hemp Hill Road. I'm not, this property, I'd rather you read that.
I was gonna say. yeah.
Yep.
That's fine.
And then this is, I offered what we had talked about, an alternate
We can
choice.
discuss that in non-public.
You want me to do that? Okay, I'll move it to non-public, okay. Bucket truck, if you look at under number 6, there's pictures of the bucket truck.
That nice looking truck.
We were awarded a bid from New Hampshire Electric Co-op. It's a 2012 Ford truck. Let me find the picture to share. It is a nice looking truck. It's here on property. We have to wait for, because of the New Hampshire Electric Co-op, you have to have an account with them. So we're
So we
just,
haven't paid for it,
well, we paid for it,
but we don't have a title or a bill of
correct,
sale or
yes,
anything
but
yet.
we will have, but we have the truck and we will have that all
We
worked
can
out.
drive it around the highway department and,
You could, around
and
circles.
put up things.
Let's see. So
So it's, we volunteer the highway department to put up Christmas lights now.
Right.
Yep.
that's so there it is for anybody, who,
Oh,
but
it's
it's a
that
nice
side, oh, that's
looking,
perfect.
yeah, it's a nice looking truck, so.
It's
It
not
was a
big
good
one.
purchase. It came in under what we authorized, I believe, up to 20, because we had the insurance money.
Right,
And it
so
came in
for the
under-
record, this was to replace
What?
an old vehicle that was burned to the
Burned.
fire at the highway
Oh,
department
yeah.
a year or so ago.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
We
I drove
could-
it all the way back from Lewiston, Maine.
right,
And we couldn't find one,
Bigger than-
right,
so,
right, so we had a settlement, we had an insurance settlement,
Yeah.
and
and we,
Scott came up with the idea or saw it. and-
Well,
and-
just by chance, I started a conversation and it spurred the lead to this.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
nice, excellent.
yeah, so,
And it's a much more usable vehicle, and it was even less money than the one that was replaced.
There you go.
oops, yep, sorry, let me go back. I included the letter so you can see that it was
Yeah.
awarded and
Yeah,
how it was awarded so that we could, but it's a nice looking vehicle. And it was $15,250, so.
That's white.
And it's white!
Our new color?
How much, now, how much did we get
So-
back from the insurance company?
20,
More than, a
We-
lot more than we paid for that.
So, yeah, we
Right,
did.
so,
22, 20,
Insurance, here's my tab.
That was a good investment, that first bucket truck.
Yeah, it was.
We paid $8,000 for that and ended up getting like
We
22
would've-
or 23 for it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we would have still been using that bucket truck if
Yeah.
if it didn't get
Only
melted.
had like 40,000 miles on it.
Where the heck is my insurance stuff?
how many miles are on this one?
I don't know.
I don't think it's many.
it's not the miles,
Yeah,
So that-
it doesn't have to go very far.
That was like, I'm sure that was like there, we can't get the big bucket truck.
Yeah,
in
big
here,
bucket,
so-
could be.
They had several, right? They were.
They had 2 or 3, I think, by the time that Victor had to look at.
We still have money left on the salt shed, technically, but I think we've pretty much done all we can in the space that we have.
Yeah,
So quick, I'll come back to you before the end of the year to find out if we carry over the money or if we just let it lapse back.
I'd be willing to bet that's the one they take over the islands on Wipsaki.
yeah,
And then we,
Yeah.
and we still left the, over on the bucket truck, it was a 1993 bucket truck, and we got $21,314 when it burnt.
yeah.
So we spent $15,250 and there was $6,000 left over. So there might be a little bit more, we might have signing on the
Yeah.
side of it.
Yeah,
That'll come out of that, but for the most part, there'll be, I would say, no, about 5,000 left. It could be a little bit more. Depends on if it needs a radio. I don't know if it would, but it needs logo, so.
all right, excellent.
so.
Downtown trees.
What's next? Beach Street Drain. Under TA number 6, we did meet on a site visit with, Mike Vignali, Jeff Chartier, Victor and I. We walked it, we looked at it, I did put pictures, but I apparently didn't put them in your folder. So, where is it? So the Beach Street plans have been updated that are in there, and then the Beach Street drain specifications, that's what we would use for the RFP. Mike Vignali got those back for us, wrote up the information. He is suggesting to advertise for bids November 19th. No, he doesn't suggest a pre-bid conference, but he said he'd leave that up to us. and then, open bids on December 10th. And that still gives us time to get the warrant article, onto the warrant.
Okay.
Depending on what we have to have for hearings and stuff, we still have time, so. Victor looked it over, he said it looked like it caught everything that we asked him to adjust.
Good.
And then we'll get moving on it, but we just wanted to make sure and see if you had any questions. Number 7 is the downtown trees. The pictures that are in there just showing you where we're proposing to put them. You'll see paint spots on the ground, and I'm trying to give you a rough idea of where the trees would be in relation to that. They're planting November 17th. They had no concerns with
Good.
planting.
No, it's dormant, it's fine. Remind me what the trees were there and
I don't have that.
okay, all right. I'll
You
follow
said
up.
sycamore, right?
Sycamore's not.
You
One of
said-
them is a sycamore.
I thought we had a red maple.
Couple
though.
maples.
I thought we had maple, sugar maple.
I thought they were all sycamores.
No, what, I think there was a,
Remember
maybe.
I think just the
Here,
one.
I can tell you, I can search.
Don't worry about the trees.
Well, there are 3 trees, so.
How
that-
dare you?
The trees with leaves!
So
They're
you can
deciduous
see the
trees.
spot on the ground in relation, there'd be, is that where we're proposing 1 tree? Then, this picture's not good in mine. That was so you could see where the Christmas tree was gonna go. So there's another tree on the corner of Beano's. So 2 are kind of prominent on Beano's, and then the 3rd is closer to the former parsonage project.
Yeah.
And you can tell where that is, can't you?
Yes.
Plus the
There's no
Christmas.
underground utilities going in that area?
Yeah, Jeff was there marking when they were laying that. I happened to be there because I was watching the building, but, the guy from,
Belknap
Belknap, thank
Landscaping,
you,
Peter.
was there, and Jeff was marking the utilities.
It's
So,
usually in that contract that they contact Dig Safe anyway,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, we marked,
Electrical utilities too?
sorry?
Electrical utilities too? I mean, everything is underground in town, downtown.
We'll make sure they're contacting
Oh.
Dig Safe. Just because Jeff marked off the utilities that we were concerned. Well, we plant a Christmas tree here. It's the other ones that I would be more
Yeah.
concerned about.
Should probably get dig safe.
Yeah, I'll talk to the guy and make sure he's gonna do it. Oops, that's next, I'll leave that there for a minute, go back. So it'll be the 3 trees along the edge there, the
Yeah.
Christmas tree. Now, here's the extra thing, Jeff Goodrum is donating
Yeah.
some of he's donating the conduit and wiring and digging the trench from 1 pole to the Christmas tree and installing electrical outlet for us. There may be some cost to it, but for the most part, he's donating some of it, most of it. He is also, when we get to Parsonage, done something else today for us.
I was gonna say, I just saw him, I saw him down there when we were walking in,
Yeah.
so, good.
So I went down and met with them, and that's when I started calling everybody about the added stuff for the parsonage lot. So that takes place, and then they will be planting 2 trees in Kelly Park to replace the 2 dead ones, also on November 17th. So, but I'll make sure, I'll ask them about Dig Safe. Any questions on trees? John searching co-pilot.
Yeah, no, good.
Okay.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Former parsonage, there's a whole folder of pictures of the demolition, if you didn't get to see it, they're in there.
Looks great.
Sean and I spent-
pictures.
It looks great, honestly, like you go
Yeah.
into the square, and I know we need to work on housing and stuff like that for everybody, but
That
it
was
just,
not
it
worthy
opens
of
it up.
housing.
Yeah.
Well, I did get, Donna Rhodes called and asked me for a comment, and I did provide it, normally I won't, but I'm like, I hated seeing the building demolished. However, I'd been in the building and I don't know how the front part of that building ever didn't fall
Yeah.
on its own because it was rotted through 3 floors
Yeah.
and so, but, the sewer line was fixed. I've checked the phone line that came down. It just went to the parsonage because the church is fine.
Yeah.
I will worry about that wire,
Okay.
but, and then we moved the telephone pole that was closest to the church. That was the one that had the light on it. We moved it over when I'm gonna have them take the church parking only sign off. But we moved it over and there'll be temporary, lighting to light up the parking lot and Jeff is installing that. He actually put underground conduit from the light we had taken down so it wouldn't get destroyed. Put underground conduit from that light over to the pole and he's putting a ground box in, so when we are ready to fix our lighting or do more lighting of that parking lot or expand whatever we're gonna do, we can tie in very easily, and to make it match the other lighting in the square.
One thing I brought up the other day, I think it would probably be wise to make that a right turn only coming out of there.
Yeah.
So you're not crossing that second,
Yeah.
actually almost 3 lanes of traffic if someone's trying to get out.
So we should probably have Victor,
Why? They
Well-
do it right next door. The driveway's right next door and they do it, so we can't.
Well, the question becomes is, okay, so let's just say I park in that parking lot, and it's right turn only. So in my head, I understand what you're saying, because you wanna try to keep the flow of traffic going. But at the same time, then how does somebody turn around and go the other way?
you make the loop around Merrimack, you make the loop around School of
Cedar down
Spruce,
Spruce.
you
That's what I'm saying, so like, so do we want, I'm just,
go to
you
Dunkin'
know,
Donuts and turn around.
What
I don't
does
think-
the,
Can I
have we,
clarify?
yeah, have we talked with the state at all on this?
For a permit?
Well, no, it's an
We didn't
existing
need a
That's
problem.
already right.
It's existing, and they were allowed with the building
Yeah.
to turn either way.
We have an opportunity to not contribute to an already existing problem. I think we probably ought to
I
take it.
think we're putting more flow through
Can I
neighborhoods
make
that
a
have
quick-
children playing.
Quick, I'm gonna be devil's advocate comment. The reason we took the building down was to make the approved
Visibility.
view to be able to go either way, coming out of there safely.
yeah.
How about we build it and find out what it looks like?
I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying that's what we said.
Yeah, you can always add it after the fact, that's a good
Yeah.
point, so.
And you're right, I don't wanna cause any accidents either, but,
But Beano's, they've been living with that their driveway's right next door.
and theirs was further over, so
Yeah.
they were having a bigger issue
With
seeing
the building
that
there.
too.
I'm more concerned about the traffic coming northbound or westbound
Yeah.
than I am eastbound, just because it's the closer you get to that corner.
I think it's pretty visible now, like that. whole-
Without the building, it's very visible.
They're
Let's see what-
widening it, and I don't know,
On the 60-year plan?
no, not,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, they're widening.
No,
not the
we are
road.
wide.
We're
Wide
widening the
entrance.
driveway.
The access road to the parking lot.
Yeah.
No, Scott's got a good point. I mean, see how it goes. And
JP said that
After we have
in,
about 5 deaths, we can put that in.
Yeah,
JP said that
Oh,
it
it's
said to put a
sarcastic.
stop sign in. I said, well, I don't know why we would put a stop sign in, so I said no. But I wanted to make sure you know I said no, I don't understand why we put a stop sign there but not on the driveway next door, and they're both driveways.
And none of our other parking lots have.
Right,
The state would come along and take it down.
yeah, so I said,
Okay.
don't do that. But, so for the public, they've added, because it makes sense to do it while they're there, they're grading out, parking, additional parking. They're keeping green space.
So we're getting even more parking than we
Yes.
had anticipated.
Yeah, because
In the short term, yeah.
we didn't think we were gonna do,
Right.
and we're still gonna do phase 2 eventually, which is going to add more parking.
Yeah.
pulled in there today, I'm a little skeptical on the depth of those parking spots.
In
It's
the
tight
new
for a
area.
truck.
Yeah, the ones, so basically you're gonna pull in there, and you're gonna have 6 or 7 parking spots 6, 7 on the left. It's maybe you have kids.
Okay, I've heard the reference, but I don't know what it means, so that's fine.
So, anyway, that left-hand side there, like, so, like, if John, say your truck, you were to pull in there, it's gonna,
Stick
So
out.
we may have to put
Yeah, it's 20
compact
feet
cars.
long.
yeah, you might have to put compact car
Or
parking.
just no trucks, or,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Oh, we could, compact cars would be good.
Someone wants that to do
My F-150
in
is
the
gone.
other parking spots downtown.
It's good, I can put my
There was
RCD
public
on.
comments made on the post that we should consider certain spots in the downtown parking area. Not that lot, but the existing spots have
Yeah.
compact car only.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, if I drove a giant full-size pickup, I wouldn't be inclined to back in and overhang the, but it does happen.
But
well,
look
you
at the
know,
people-
Sean, if I drove a giant full-size pickup, I wouldn't be inclined to park in the last spot on the right side in the square, but it happens.
But it happens, and make your own space too, on the opposite corner.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
We can fix all that by doing back in diagonal.
Oh, that'd be great, that's a good idea.
If you go back to back and parking, I quit. Sorry.
The next time I quote unquote retire from this board, I want one of those old signs.
That's it.
Actually, there's a local business owner down there that backs into the spot in front of his business all the time.
Yeah.
And every time I see him, I give him a hard time. I'm like, we got rid of the back end parking like 5 years ago because nobody could figure out how to do it, and now you're doing it in the wrong
Don't
direction.
say no way.
That's the
And
worst.
funny
Always
enough,
back my truck in.
funny enough, Laconia just did back in.
They did,
Ah.
yeah, on the loop,
Yeah,
On the loop.
by Hector's.
yeah.
They got rid of
you
the
do.
lane.
Which is odd because you wouldn't think that the people in Laconia would be the smarter than the people in Bristol. But
But apparently they
Did
are.
you just say that out loud?
it's clearly joking. So.
Sarcasm.
Oh, my
All right,
phone's
all right.
ringing tomorrow.
Keep going.
digress.
While we're on parking, since we're talking.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up on the select
Do you
board.
want, I'll wait till then, okay, good. No,
You
we can bring it up?
yeah.
So, we did do our first quarterly meeting. There's some interesting conversations about parking again. But we do need to have we need to talk about making decisions on some of the parking, so we probably should schedule a work session.
This came out of the employee conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
first one.
So the
yeah.
PD's kind of taken the initiative to move ahead and on working on solving some issues down there.
The parking ordinance.
Downtown?
too, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things I had suggested to them was kind of differentiating between a short-term and a long-term parking. So in other words, the spots in the square, maybe we make those like, put a time limit on those spaces. And then the other ones, we put a different time limit on, so
Yeah.
that the residents park in, maybe make those 48-hour spots. But they need something to make it enforceable to keep people from storing vehicles there, which is actually happening right now.
Yeah, oh,
Right.
yeah.
So,
And instead of just saying you have to move by 8 o'clock, well, you move from one space to another. No, you have to empty the parking lot,
Right,
some
yeah.
they're looking at.
Just some of the businesses actually have.
On snow days,
Parking.
sorry.
yeah, exactly. And the other thing is it would discourage, I know some of those downtown businesses have employees that
I was
park.
just gonna say, they're their own worst enemies. They
Yeah.
park- They park all day in
They're
business.
taking up spots for guests of their businesses. So it would eliminate that as well. It would encourage them to park either at the new parking lot or down the street on Central Street or whatever,
Yeah.
so.
And it did come up again that it's recommended to eliminate that first parking space on the corner of
Yes.
Pleasant and
In
South
front of the,
Main Street.
Yeah.
In
the
front.
one in front of the pet store,
It's
the
not
old
there
pet store.
anymore.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
by the crosswalk.
yeah. And it does make sense for that spot. The spot is too close to the corner and the turn.
And apparently
It
it's
also
not a
blocks-
legal parking spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it kind of blocks too, you've got Harold coming out with, to tell people to
Yeah.
stop so kids can cross. and you can't see him until he's already in the road, and.
Okay, so we're talking about meters and apps, or we?
No.
I'm just kidding.
That didn't come up.
That's a good idea, Sean.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Kidding, kidding.
The phone's ringing
I don't know.
tomorrow like a lot.
That might not be a bad idea.
You know, you're not allowed to chalk tires anymore.
Oh, no,
True,
that's right, you're not.
Really?
You're not, yeah.
Yeah,
Really? Why is that?
because you're touching someone's personal property and making a mark on it.
Yeah, but the bottom line is now that with the apps that you do have, like Concrete has them, right? You get out of Concrete and you go, okay, here it is, here's the number of piece I'm in, and then you pick your time frame.
Yeah.
It's pretty non-intrusive.
They do the same thing, like when we go down to Wells on the far south end of the beach. I think it's actually the town of Agunquit that has it, but it's like a parking lot you pull into and you gotta go in and
Yep.
type in your
Hampton
space. And
Beach.
Yeah.
they never work.
No,
so
yeah.
I literally was like, well, I guess I'll get the
Concrete,
thing in the
so-
mail and send it back to them and say,
Yeah.
here's the thing,
Well,
minus your
that's what I'm
fee.
saying, so if we did it electronically, that may curb all of the.
But I sort of was just kidding, but, but we do, if we're gonna have, I think what we're getting at is the police department's point is that they need an ordinance to enforce.
Correct, they need
Right,
something,
they wanna clean it up,
Right,
so,
so-
whoops.
Yeah, so, yeah,
I'll
so
leave
that
that up for
kind
now.
of work in progress, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
it'll obviously come before the board.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, Christina.
No, you're good. I'll skip on, Avery Cross Beach updates. There's pictures in your thing, but I'll share them as well. Whoops, thank you. So we did pave over, we need to clean that up, and when I was like, we paved over the top step, that one step we said we could because it had paving on it to make it smoother transition. I'm a little concerned at the bottom step. I haven't gone out to see it myself, but I
Yeah, we
don't
need
know what those cuts are. And see what, whoops.
in the concrete.
They look like drill
Stop.
marks.
Yeah, see here?
Yeah.
I just, so I'll double check those and we'll see if there's something we can do about those because I just don't want somebody to.
Is that a
They
cinder
look
block
like
on the
they
right
just drill
side?
marks from when they split the rock.
Yeah. And then from the top you can see, well, I'm gonna skip this for a second.
Post about a post.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip them, hang on. I wonder, where's the other picture? They're out of order. So see how smooth the transition is? I just wanna make sure the rest of it's smooth, so I will take a look at that. We also did, took some of the rocks out and opened some spaces. These aren't really great pictures. I'd like you to go take a look at them and make sure you, we did it in, I think there were 3 or 4 spots. So the rocks are moved and it was just, because we were told we could remove the rocks, we just couldn't add fill. So we would see the rocks removed to make it a clean walk down to the beach.
I think we should still look into at some point getting a couple short pieces of those beach mats. Yeah, which
Like
might,
a geogram.
you know, because I know Carol had always
So
mentioned
Victor
making
sent me,
more handicap accessible.
Yeah.
Not like truly handicap accessible, but
the Moby, so one of the mats we found were Moby, they were called Moby mats. They're, they can be expensive,
I'm
but
about to
even
say,
if we
they're
get
very
some,
expensive.
even if we put, the other piece was this, if you get the smaller ones, it's probably better than getting the long ones because rolling them up, you're gonna have to have a piece of equipment come in, take them out, put them back in every year, so. But Victor shared some examples when he went on vacation, they were there, so he brought me back pictures, so.
But no, it would be nice to, you know, I know it's not a common thing, but if somebody did need to access it, the difficulty.
Right. The rocks have been removed in a few locations, paving, I already talked about. I put these aren't my pictures, I actually stole them.
Yeah, the post about a post.
There were a lot of posts about the posts.
Yeah, so the posts are in, there will be, if, the 2 approved,
I just want to point something out on this
I
picture.
had, what am I had?
You go.
I do have a question.
Hang a sale?
There's 2.
Don't worry, they'll look better after we put
This is the shadow of the
See the
post
pole? Yeah,
No,
that is right here. So this is not like,
New or?
the picture that was posted makes it look like there's a post like right in the middle of everything. This is not right in the middle of everything. It's 12 feet off of, 10 to 12 feet off of the existing telephone pole, which is, I believe, probably what Eversource
that's the
requires.
second one.
I know we approved these. Who came up with the actual spot to put them?
So we told them I told them I wanted him about halfway between the existing panel to where the swim line ends, and halfway the other way. I didn't want it all the way down by the big catch.
Yeah.
And then they had to meet with Eversource, so Eversource
So, okay.
installed these, so.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean they can't be moved.
No, they're perfectly fine.
No, but I just want to make sure who
So
kind of, it was at Eversource's suggestion. I know they
I
have
don't-
limitations on,
I don't know if it was Eversource's suggestions or not, but
But
we
they're
told them.
approved by it.
But they're approved by Eversource
Okay.
and they installed them.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
I'm going to assume that Eversource has some type of regulation as to.
Right, because we didn't say
Proximity
to
to
put them
the
on the beach,
existing
but they
pole.
had,
in the right of way.
so.
Yeah.
They'll look better once we have the solar panel and the fake tree limbs.
The other one's like down on the beach.
And the pay-as-you parking here.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
I thought there was a sale going between.
So my question though, so
I
the
thought that's
panels
when we
are,
were putting the property of the town of Bristol sign.
Right.
oh, good
This
God, guys.
view brought to you by the.
So
town
my
of Bristol.
You're not
question,
moving the meeting along.
my question is, can we
Okay.
cut them off though?
No,
Why would you want to?
Well, my question, because your panel's gonna be down here, do you need
Why?
the
That's a
whole?
question
wires
for
now.
Eversource.
What?
That's a question for Eversource.
And I'm not saying that's what but I was wondering if that would be better for people. We asked if we could cut them off.
I think
Yeah.
that would be wise.
where are they bringing the power into?
I don't know.
We won't be able to tell that until after they hook
Until
the
they,
power up.
right,
Right.
exactly.
You can't tell anything until, you're right, right.
Okay.
The only other question would be is, do we ever intend to have a light that then,
I'm guessing they probably have 16
No,
foot 6 by
there's
6.
lights
Were you
there.
planning, were you thinking a
There's
strobe
lights.
light?
There's lights
Oh, big.
already.
Oh, the blinking light that's going on the top of it?
There's lights already
I
on
thought-
Shore Drive.
I thought there was a
Well,
disco ball.
Mr. Chair.
You put on one of those old like the red beacons.
Out of control.
Yes, Mrs. Town Administrator? Sorry, we're
I
coming
am
up on
very,
that.
I am very.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, I'm getting punchy, because it started, I mean,
Alright.
Sean started at 4, I didn't get there till 4:45.
Okay, and it's been a long day.
Yes.
Okay, so you got your Avery Cross updates. Garden, I didn't get to recognize the garden, group for what they did, so I wanted to make sure I brought it up tonight.
Yeah, that looks great.
I'll just share the pictures that I do have. Where did I put the email? Oops, I guess it's gonna make me go out. Come on. So under number 10, you're welcome to look at the big pictures, which, it's funny that they come out of order.
Well,
There we go.
There's so
yes,
many.
because 1 0 comes before 0.
But mine on this side, they're in order. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, sure, there's a picture. It's blown up. There we go. So obviously, we also didn't get to say too much. People obviously have seen the Newfound Lake sign. The Newfound Lake sign is incredible. I think it's great, but this work has all been done by volunteers,
Yeah, it looks awesome.
and
I still need
shoot
to go
me
get
now.
this.
I don't know what I did with the list. Let me look at my email so I can make sure I
Just
can
remind me.
mention their names.
This just reminds me, I need to go get that swim on the mission sign, so we
Yeah.
can figure out,
So we can figure out,
yeah.
Yep.
Cause I might, I'm gonna go get it, and then I might be able to make like a nicer frame for it.
before
like
you
a more permanent
decide,
frame.
we have to talk about 2 other vendors.
Yes, with NLRA and AU.
No, NLRA and New Hampshire Marathon. We put,
Oh.
So two other
we put
organizations
New
on
Hampshire
that.
Marathon up on our front lawn because we had taken all down all their other signs.
Yeah.
But they're on the bigger signs, they're just not on that one
Yeah.
anymore, so.
Yeah, I actually have to go to, his house and get that sign, it's, I keep forgetting about it.
Calendar.
Yeah, I'm setting a reminder right now, buddy. Which is
What is
probably
her
already in
name?
there and I
So-
ignored it,
Is
but.
it Barbara?
So a little background, right? The garden club did this work and
That's what I'm
they
trying to
came
find
into
their
the budget
names.
committee and
There it is.
she's like, they just asked for this
On 10:15.
kind of what I thought was odd number, like, it wasn't even, it was like $27.80.
$2,760.
Right, so I'm like,
Hmm.
do you want to just bump it up to 3?
Right.
And they're like, oh, no, that'd be too much. We just need this. I'm like, you guys do great work, and no
Okay.
one would bat an eye with the extra money. But I was like,
Okay, yeah,
all right.
cool.
I was looking for the thank you, sorry, Carpenter.
We can always make sure we go over it next time.
Yeah, I may have to do the list because it's not coming up in my.
Well, especially since we gotta just make sure we get the other 2 organizations.
Oh, here it is, got it, sorry.
Okay.
So, no, well, this is obviously the lake sign,
Yeah.
the garden was done, donations and, and a group of really great volunteers. I got a list of participants, Troy Como from the DOT, they helped with this, they actually helped with this project, the DOT, but, they also, when they first we moved the shed and they first did this, we were told we couldn't do anything here, so it was great that they were willing to work with them. But here's the list of participants, Troy Como from New Hampshire DOT, Christopher Sturgeon, the DOT superintendent, Christina Goodwin, town administrator, Garland and Paul Manganiello, the funding, Betsy Snyder, Alicia from Bliss Studios with the sign, All Points Property Maintenance from the mulch, and Our Lady of Grace Chapel mowing and water source, and then the Pasquaney Garden Club members, so.
It was in the, Newfound Lake Life paper.
Yes, yep, she did say that it would be in the Newfoundland Lake newspaper, but I didn't get a chance to come bring it to the board, but, it is a really great, it's gonna look great as those flowers grow up next year too,
Yeah,
so.
it does look
Seeing
good.
people take a picture in front of it, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think when we do the beach signs and match the theme, like we talked at budget season, I think that'll be a nice tie-in for that whole group, the
Yeah.
whole group of signs, so. But-
He's done some great work. That mural on the side of
I
the
was gonna
old
mention
85
that,
lake
selectmen items.
is,
Oh, yeah, listen, even the artwork that he has
on the side
right
of the
near,
building.
on the side of the building, I think it's, honestly, it was awesome. I haven't had that many chuckles and just great.
Moving on, the butterfly garden, we're getting the signs to install, are you good?
Butterflies know.
What?
Yeah, did you notify the butterflies?
Butterflies noted.
Butterfly garden closed dusk to dawn per order of the Bristol Select Board.
Where are they supposed to go?
We simplified it, are you good?
Yeah.
And we're ordering 3, we've talked to the library, we're gonna put 2 on the posts in the parking lot, and we're gonna put 1 on the sign that
Right.
points to that.
Butterflies take notice.
Yeah.
I think
You
I don't think
You
we
have to
should
keep
have a
the
non-public
instructions
tonight.
simple for butterflies. Yeah.
So
Can't get
because they're all gonna be hanging out in the Cumberland Farms parking lot after
And I have to go get gas tonight.
jump the butterflies.
Water sewer updates, directional drilling is
Oh, yeah.
postponed until April 1st of 2026.
Are they gonna patch in temporarily
Yes.
the open, okay.
Yep, Jeff's got they are patching in, there's a pretty deep one on Merrimack Street.
That
They're
was
supposed to
just
put
my
gravel
concern
in
for
the
winter
patch.
maintenance.
Is that anything to do with the shutdown or
So
funding or?
what they ended up having to, so when they were directional drilling, they hit granite, or ledge, not granite, they hit
Yeah.
ledge.
They hit granite.
Yep. So when they
I don't
got
think it
the
was shale.
excavator out, they hit our line,
Yeah.
and then we had a water leak.
Oh, so it was tight. I was wondering about the water leak. I thought.
Yeah, so then the reason you have the extra holes is they had to do extra test boring. And so they did do that, and that's delayed them. Because it's delayed them, they can't do any more directional drilling, they're saying. So they won't be back to do that until April 1st. They will be asking for an extension at the end of the year. They're gonna need about 4 to 6 more weeks, they said. So that hasn't come to us officially to grant them or allow that, so just wanted to get you a heads up at Maine. And Jeff goes, well, I guess I can't retire. I said, see, nobody wants you to retire. So.
We'll keep delaying it so that he doesn't.
Yeah.
So there should be, no additional cost, correct? Because they're locked into the contract?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
The oil spill, had been cleaned up. We were
And,
has been cleaned up.
okay.
And we're testing the pit now. They were expecting the tests to be taken and completed by the end of this week.
Yeah.
Once we get the test results, we might be able to say it's cleaned up.
Okay.
If the test results come back with a different, then we have to do another step, so,
It sounded encouraging
Yes.
when we met with Jeff
yes. yeah.
earlier.
Central Street Pump Station, they had a fault failed on October 31st, Friday morning. They got that back up and running, because they're still running on the old station right now. But the Pleasant Street Pump Station apparently had a float go bad, and Saturday Jeff had to be lowered into the hole on a winch to fix it, so, but that's back up and running.
And you had to fix a water leak up
Oh,
at the end
today.
of Beach Street.
Today, yeah, there was a
Today.
water leak at the end of Beach Street
Oh,
that they
yeah,
had to
yeah,
fix,
yeah,
yeah. TAN, I reached out to Franklin Savings Bank regarding the TAN. Originally, we thought the current TAN matured in October, but it matures on November 22nd. I asked them if there was a way it could be extended, and they said that they believed it could, but they would need a motion from the board. And the reason I'm asking is because we have a lot of documents that we have to provide to the attorney. We have to pay the attorney to go through the TAN process again to start a new TAN.
Right.
And then we have a lot of documents together for Franklin Savings Bank, and then we have to pay document fees, and you have to sign your life's away. Do you remember all the forms you had to sign last time? So, if we can just extend this to get us through, that would be better. We'd still be paying interest if we need it. We would still be paying interest. I do believe we're going to need it. We have a 1.16,
Well, we're
$1
paying
million
interest
bill.
regardless,
yeah.
right? Like whether we extend this one or we go through a new process of one. It's
Right.
not like the interest
But we wouldn't,
changes.
we probably wouldn't be, if we go through a new process, we probably wouldn't be paying interest till next year. But we are definitely gonna be paying interest
Right,
regardless.
I guess that's one of the-
So who is it currently with?
It's with Franklin Savings Bank currently, and my question would be if the board agrees, I would like to, if you would have to motion to approve, request to extend it 90 days.
So make a motion to request a 90-day extension of our current TAN with Franklin Savings Bank.
Second.
Motion by Legue, second by Milbrand to extend the current TAN with Franklin Savings Bank. Any discussion? John? See you stewing over there.
Well, the only reason I'm still is, so fundamentally, I'm okay with the extension. I know why we have to do it. It's all about that. I just want to make sure that we tie off the numbers at some point around how much we're doing, so it's just.
Yeah, and how do we
Yeah, so
improve cash flow?
Yeah, so anyway, so and I know we're getting there,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Yeah, so it's certainly not an issue that the board takes likely.
Correct. Yep. No,
If
I
working
think we're doing a good, we are. We're fighting the good fight, for sure.
Yeah.
If we're able to get the tax rate set, it's still gonna be a little bit before the tax rate's set.
Yeah.
But if we are able to get the tax rate set and start collecting money, my biggest concern is the county bill due on December 17th. I held off paying the school, we were 30 days late paying the October. I'm not paying November right away, because we don't have enough to pay them right now until we start collecting taxes, so.
Scott, did you? I thought you, yeah.
No, I'm just stretching, I'm
Okay.
getting tired.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? And the ayes have it.
And last thing on my list is, just to remind people, the Harvest Moon Dance is this weekend, Saturday, November 8th. The time is 7 PM to 10 PM, and it's located at the Historic Town Hall. The bar is provided by the Homestead, and it is a cash bar. And then the band is Club Soda. I lied, website. Sorry, Gabe, I looked up and sorry. Website changes are quite a bit different. A heads up, we will probably do a notice. It's gonna be nicer in the long run. I don't know if I have the link on here. I just wanted to show you it real quick, and if you had any questions, Kate was here to be able to answer it. It goes live November 14th. We've had an extensive amount of work that we've had to Kate's done. What is it?
nh-bristol.civicplus.com. That's not the final URL, that's just the development version of the site.
So it's not live yet, but this is kind of what it looks like. It needs some work. Wanted you to be able to see it, see if you thought, if you had, I can send you the link and you can take a look at it. What I've done is sent the link to the department heads, resend to the admins tomorrow. We've asked them to go through some key things. We've asked them to go through and see if there's some changes that they need. This is coming off up here, and it's going in under forms, so I will let you know that. The one thing that's different for the public is minutes and agendas are all in one space by budget committee, and you can't put up a set of minutes without an agenda.
Yeah.
So if somebody didn't provide an agenda, then we couldn't put the minutes on the website without that, so. We
That
talked.
section also has filters, so if you only want to see CIP, for example, over in the right, you can select a category and then check which committees you want to see.
Cool.
So
Oh, look at, yeah.
the navigation is, it'll be, I think, pretty slick compared to what we had before once we get used to it.
Now will those filters reset every time you leave the site?
As near as I can tell, yeah.
Look at that.
That's cool.
Couple things that we've also learned. One, none of the news items that are already on the site will migrate over. So your news is going to be here, and none of your calendar items are migrating over. So Kate's been working on the calendar for the set meetings, and other things as well, but there's quite a list that we're still working on. We're trying to get done before it goes. So you won't have a history of meetings, you won't have a history of news items, but it'll be a news site going forward, so. I'll send you the link so you can take a look through it. There are definitely some things we changed. We changed all of the bars across here, except for one, I think. We changed what they were because they came through, one of them was emergency notices, and it didn't make sense, we weren't using that. So,
And why were we changing?
because we had to, because of it was something to do with the software that the Civic Plus company, any Civic Plus customers had to move platform.
The old site was built on Drupal 7, which
Yeah.
is obsolete, and
Yeah.
now instead of going to a newer version of Drupal, Civic has gone to a proprietary So this is a civic platform now?
Yeah.
that we have.
One thing we also added, and there are links now, business in Bristol site. This site needs some work, but before it was hard, you didn't know where all of these other sites were. Or they weren't tied as well together, but they're right here now. Here's your tourism, visit Bristol site now, Bristol welcomes you. And they're all tied together, so,
Those logos are awful.
Yeah.
and then we're still, like I said, we're still working it, but I'll share the link out, so if you wanna take a look at it in the workable stage, you can. Now I'm done, sorry.
All right, select board items, John.
All right, so I want to thank Kate for all the work he was doing with this. I came in yesterday and we did a meeting with the department heads, where obviously we were talking about this, but then we were talking about just some of the IT stuff in general, asking them to make sure that they're checking out their sections of the webpage, and just talking about applications and IT environments that each department uses today, and just sort of keeping in mind sort of where we're going as a town, right? So then that way, we don't look for solutions that don't really line up to trying to work within, like Microsoft Office 365 or the cloud, right? So that way we don't have a bunch of stuff to try to address some of the projects. We've got the 4 phases that Christina was working on with Nesset. We've approved the first 2 phases, which is cutting over accounts to Office 365 and cloud printing. The other 2, which is around trying to do the replacement of the servers that need to be replaced and getting them basically out of here and the applications moved over. We're still working through those.
And they'll come back to the board because they're over the amount that I can approve, so.
Yeah, so there's still a bunch of work to be done with Nesset on all of that stuff. On the economic development front, I think we're still doing some digging on the housing stuff. Bruce has provided a bunch of pieces. I think we're still trying to work through getting it reconstituted, so to speak. So I think there's a couple items there, but.
I'm gonna try to have their guidelines that we discussed back to you and the job description advertisement to the November 20th meeting.
Okay.
So that we can just finalize those expectations so that we can advertise to reconstitute them, so.
Yeah. So I think we're making progress in all of those areas. So there you go.
All right, Sean?
Yep, got a couple. As mentioned, huge shout out to Ben and Alyssa and Bliss.
Oh, yeah.
And sorry, remind me of the owners of the new building.
Ryan and Kate Bruning.
Ryan and Kate Bruning. Shout out to all those folks for a wonderful addition to the community with the new mural on the side of the building. It is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, no, did a great job.
And the paint, everything on the building.
Yeah, it really looks great, the building itself as well. I'm gonna say it again, and Christina and I talked about it the other day, the legislature has effectively made it much easier to build and subdivide on Class 6 roads. So it remains to be seen how that's going to affect town of Bristol, but it may potentially have a big impact. It basically doesn't end run around some of our requirements about upgrading the road before any building happens. So we'll see what happens there.
I just realized too that I have a training that I did for do's and don'ts. There's a recording, I can share that out.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do's and don'ts on Class 6 roads that we recently took.
Alright.
They are going to need to make some zoning ordinance changes, and we are gonna be talking to the planning board about those. so.
Right.
Okay.
I got a resident contact me regarding a noise complaint, and apologies to him, and I'll get back to him. I did not pass it along to the police department, but I will. But the question comes up, running a generator 24/7 in a residential area.
We don't have a noise ordinance technically.
Okay.
But it could be considered, there's a disorderly conduct
Disorderly
that covers
nuisance,
it, and a nuisance. So that's one of the things I think that PD is also going to be working on.
Okay.
But we should,
I'll have a discussion with the chief, and try to get the three of us together, but,
yeah,
I could, well, there's one, it's,
Is it short term?
no, 24/7.
Well, but if you, I mean, we've had power
It's not
outages.
temporary.
it's,
We've had power outages for days.
I have a neighbor down the road where I live who runs,
no, in this situation, it's how they're powering their cabin,
Oh.
yeah.
But there is a, what is this, it's a state, like if you look at cars, what is it, 90 decibels,
You know, I don't know.
right? Like
It's not that loud, it's just like it's a constant noise,
Yeah.
a budding, you know, a
it's
budding.
like a white noise
Yeah,
bugging me
yeah.
probably.
But, so I didn't think we had a noise ordinance, but,
What we have, and one, because Chris Carter was here doing some research through the ordinances with us, so what we have was typed up by the town clerk tax collector and wasn't signed by the board.
what does the town clerk tax collector?
Well,
have to do?
because she's responsible for, or she technically at that time, she's responsible for ordinances. I think it kind of shifted and the executive office started doing more of that. But the
Yeah.
town clerk tax collector is always responsible for ordinances, town reports, that kind of
Okay.
thing. Even though we,
Yeah, but
take-
they're responsible for the official
Official.
documentation of the document.
Yeah,
Right.
distribution.
Okay.
so we don't know if we don't have an original signed by the board, so we believe that, and from the minutes we can find, it was discussed, I just don't know.
I remember discussing it when
Yeah.
John Clark was chief.
Oh, yeah.
That's how long ago.
There's one from 2008, but there was so there is one from 2008, but it's very minimal.
Yeah,
And then the one from 2020, conveniently, COVID, we were probably shut down, but is the one that's typed up with no signatures,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
all right.
So we do know, Chris Carter was going to talk to the chief about it and just make sure that we came out with something really, either we took the one from 2020 and we brought it back to you to sign it and make sure we
Or
had an
update
official
it.
copy.
Yeah.
But they also were gonna update it. so.
Okay.
But, okay, so, sorry, does that mean it's it's something the select board should do, or is it a zoning thing that needs to go to the planning board?
It would be,
process?
it would be an ordinance under the select
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There might be something in nuisance under zoning that you could look at, because there is something in nuisance under
That's
zoning.
what I thought.
Obnoxious.
Well, my other question with
Obnoxious
that,
use,
in
but
that particular property, or that particular instance, is everything on the land use side, on the up and up?
Right, that is a good point,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
'Cause do they have,
Yeah, but because at the same time, I guess the thing that immediately comes to mind is, so like in my case, I have an emergency generator.
Sure.
If we don't have power and it's in the middle of the winter and my generator needs to run because we don't have power,
That's
Yeah,
I
not-
it's-
want my generator to be running.
it's not an emergency situation, it's whenever they are on the property, the generator.
Yeah, but
I could point you to one, it's in Alexandria, but the road is in Bristol, the house is in Alexandria.
Yeah,
That runs on Hemp Hill, that runs 24/7 for the last
yeah.
30 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, all I'm saying is, you know,
Down the
how do
road
we make
for
sure
me.
we take all that,
24/7.
yeah.
how do we take that into account, just so that we don't end up creating something that then all of a sudden somebody, well, I don't really like your generator, and we're in a different situation. That's all, that's all. Sorry.
The current noise the current minimal noise ordinance we have is perception too. And then we're trying to take that out
Yeah.
of it and make it more, so, but we can
I
talk.
wanna say it's 90.
That's what I have.
Okay, Scott?
The only thing that really comes to mind is, so two things. So we had a great visit with Jeff, Sean and I, and then John showed
Yeah,
up.
I showed up late.
I have another thing.
Uh, So, everything's going good down there. He's happy with everything.
Jeff
He's
doesn't
probably
like
gonna
it.
come talk to us about some other needs that are arising.
Yeah.
Another project. Mind minor, and then the hillside of the building, some
Yeah.
access, which could be immediate, but something we could maybe tackle in-house, but I don't know, that might be beyond Victor's.
You mean
He'll,
hillside,
they'll decide, yeah.
the
just
Ernest
need-
Hopkins?
just need-
Yeah,
Those are for-
access for handicap access, ADA, and then,
Oh.
and then other retaining, just space needs down there, down the road.
Sorry that I missed that too.
And then the other thing is Buzz and I made the trek down to Farmington,
Oh,
and it was good. Everybody was like, "Wow, you guys showed up from Bristol?" Like, yeah. And then, so anyways, we made the trek down. We were one of like 4 towns represented, and it was a good trip. And we let them know, we voiced our opinions and
This is for the 10-year plan?
the 10-year
Yes.
plan. Yeah, they're running low on funds and allocations, so. And then also to that point, I did bring up a question on addressing the crosswalk issues and such, and the idea of maybe upgrading our plain yellow diamond signs to something illuminated,
Yeah.
flashing.
We,
Which I've been noticing a lot more of now. They're Hanover, I mean, they're around everywhere.
we were discussing that
So-
yesterday,
So,
with our meeting with,
Yeah,
and so I noticed them up in Lincoln.
yeah. So, I asked I remember his name, the director, assistant director. I'm like, is there a way, what's the best way to approach that? Because obviously we gotta talk to them and get approval, and are there grants available to fund some of these? And he's like, just call us or contact us. So I don't know if that would be you, Christina, or DOT, Bureau of Traffic. Buzz, maybe Buzz, we asked Buzz to do it. Reach out to him, just see if there's any grants available, how, funding, just even to get permission to put some in.
well, we probably have to apply for it with an application, tell them where we wanna put them in.
Right,
And then
and show them some
Is
pictures.
there
and everything.
funding, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, it was a good trip down, interesting. So,
Rob and I went to the TTCC ribbon cutting.
Me
too.
And Christina, for the completion of the renovations of the building, and a quick little tour and talk, and it was great. They've done a great job.
It was good, yeah.
Yep,
What a
Yeah.
difference.
the difference in the building is incredible. So good work by them and funding through,
CDFA.
I was trying to remember.
I couldn't remember the acronym,
Community
yeah.
Development Financing Authority.
Right,
CFA.
which was over $1 million in grant on, just on that project, let alone.
There was there a second one? No.
It was, all I remember was, it was well over $1 million that,
Yeah.
plus some other funds. that
Donor
were
fund.
I
donated.
thought there was a Shaheen, was that the Shaheen?
That's
For the
yes.
new, right, I don't think everyone really understands about the center is the role they play. They sort of fill all these little gaps with clothing drives, food drives,
Yeah.
all the stuff that, it's not, youth basketball or youth sports or adult sports. They really have become an all-inclusive kind of community center for the region. And so,
Wasn't it over 100, they packaged up over 100 packages of food for kids
yeah.
that go out the end of this
Yeah.
week?
And as part of that, they did announce that they have an agreement on the former Parkhurst property, or the Parkhurst property, to look at their future goals of an annex building and gymnasium and
Yeah.
offices and.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be holding a public hearing
Correct.
on Commons November 17th.
Right,
here.
because technically, the grant money comes
So we are the responsible entity on paper
Right,
only.
right.
And,
The money never comes through us, but it,
right,
yeah, we have to hold a hearing, whatever.
to
Done it
set public
before.
comment, yeah.
Yeah, so, they are, and toward that end, they already have donations and a grant to purchase that property and start the demolition.
The week we put the post to announce that we are
Yeah.
accepting public comment, which I've received some, they get $100,000 donation from one person.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
so it's really incredible what they're doing, how they've, I won't say reinvigorated, but, have really kicked it into high gear on the long-term planning, over the last 5 years, and kudos to them.
Yeah, for sure.
And for the Parkers, they are planning on keeping these historic front porches,
Yes, yep,
so that people won't get
Les
too
said she,
upset about that.
Les said she fought for that, which is,
Yes.
yeah, which is,
Which
I
is
think is the
smart.
right call.
It is, yeah.
The Gould House section.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So, very good, that's, I
Sure
promise
you
that's
done?
what I have, yeah.
Okay. I have one.
Okay,
no.
Christina.
I didn't say one more
I'm
thing.
good.
He did.
Good.
We covered everything I was.
So, we kind of mentioned it before, Christina and I met with PD and Fire, quarterly pulse check the other day. Had some good conversations about stuff going on around town and also stuff going on at the individual departments and at the building itself, so. And then the only other thing I had, big shout out to police, fire, community events committee,
Yes.
Christina,
For Halloween.
Halloween.
Very nice.
Great job by everybody. Very well attended.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah,
ton of people.
yeah, there was a lot of
Packed. It was
people.
awesome.
Special shout out to the witches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get, I didn't see it because I couldn't even get near it.
I did, if you check Facebook, I tried to do live stream, so.
Yeah, there's over 800 people through the Masonic Hall, just to give you an idea. how-
Yeah, yeah, it was-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a busy night. Like, I don't know. I love the candy delivery via the ladder truck.
No, yeah.
That was hilarious.
One person's like, my legs went to sleep.
Yeah.
I had to get off the ladder.
We do, in walking around, I think we need to have a little more of a conversation next year as far as traffic's concerned on, particularly on Mayhew and School Streets. That maybe we don't shut them off, but local traffic only for the night. There was, I mean, we turned up Mayhew Street and there had to be 100 people on the road on Mayhew Street.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, great job, crew.
Yeah, it really was awesome.
Public comment.
I take it Mr. Milbrand has nothing first.
He's got nothing to say.
I'm back from the public onto the board, so we're done.
That's a perfect segue. I suggest you guys don't wait 3 weeks next time because you're out of control when you wait.
Yeah.
It's
It's a little
been
punchy.
wacky tonight.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that you archive the old website. Will you do that before you pull the plug?
They're allowing us to have access to it for 2 months.
So you can't archive it. You can't make a copy and put it somewhere if you ever need to refer back for whatever reason.
Most of the stuff that's on there is already on somebody's computer in-house already
Server.
because we were posting
Yeah.
it. I don't know if there's a way to archive it, that
When
would
it
be,
comes to files that are on the website, everything is
yeah.
transferring over.
Yeah,
It's-
okay, that's not related.
It's just news items and event, calendar items aren't
Okay.
transferring over, so.
I wanted to applaud the board's activity and everyone else who contributed to the demolition of the parsonage. I think it totally improves the square.
Yeah.
It just makes a huge difference when you come into town. I know that it's not even finished, and you can just see that already. That huge tree is great. I don't even know what it is, but it's big. You couldn't even see it.
It's
just a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, the street entrance.
So kudos to everyone on that, and I know when it's done, it'll be even better. And I wanted, let's see, well, I'll just jump to the memorial. Way back when you were talking about the plaque that needs to be replaced, it probably does make a lot of sense to do what you're suggesting, which is, okay, if we're gonna redo plaques, there are a bunch of actions we need to cover that aren't covered in town right now. And it might make sense to do it in a very integrated fashion for those other actions, plus fixing this other plaque, you might get a much better deal of saying, hey, we're gonna do 3 plaques. We're gonna do the one that needs to be fixed, and then these 2 other ones, or whatever, and then create a little memorial garden thing. I think that would make a whole lot of sense. It means that the people won't be happy for 2 years, because it's gonna take a while to make that happen, but it's still a good thing. Also, I was thinking it might make sense, you know, Eagle Scouts love to have projects and organize things,
Yeah.
and that would be a perfect Eagle Scout project. Even if they don't do any of the work, create the thing, they can cite it, they can contact all the important people, see what they can do for vets in terms of pulling in the data that needs, it might be a useful thing. And I've forgotten whatever the other thing was.
You just spurred an idea for me too. So there were, and I feel awful that I don't remember the number. There were 3 or 4 firefighters that lost their lives back in the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in the,
Like a whole
in the
garden.
hole.
Yeah, and though, so they're on the State Firefighters Memorial in Concord. Chief Unuzi, when he was here, got them, he kind of led the effort to get that done. But it would be nice to integrate something like that into that area.
Yeah, it would be.
So,
Now that you got
One
more
of them was
space
Ray
and it's
was
more
uncle.
open, it's
yeah.
kind of fit, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. It's-
Raymond's uncle was one of them.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
She has a newspaper article
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah, and there was, for anybody interested, there is a great article out there, I've got it somewhere, on that entire story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was posted online somewhere,
I
not
can't
long
remember.
ago.
I can almost remember that column that used to talk about these things.
Yeah.
Where was that? Yeah. It was a guy who just did those.
It's right around the memorial of the anniversary.
Yep.
So what exactly was that? I've always,
It was a gas, or gas.
well, yeah,
gas, right?
but where?
Oh, Shore Drive,
It was a short drive?
I think so,
For
yeah.
some reason I wanted to say Willamette Road.
I knew it
Yeah.
I knew it was somewhere near the foot of the lake, but I just couldn't figure out
I
exactly
think
where.
near Amy Jo Cottages, somewhere around there.
Okay, yeah.
I was trying to
I
see.
think basically they were running a generator in a well or something to that effect. Yeah.
You have to bring some more negative comments and get it a little
I know,
more
right?
sparked
Oh,
here.
you want
No,
I think.
We need some
Comments.
controversy. We need some controversy.
I was
We can have
thinking,
controversy
please
on
don't.
Well, I had some things to say, but I won't. About the tax base and stuff. Yeah.
Cade, you have anything?
No.
All right.
We have it, yeah, all right, make a motion to go into
Oh, you guys are gonna do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
You are gluttons for punishment.
Have a good night. Make a motion to go into non-public under 91A3 something, A, B,
A,
and
B, and
A,
C.
B, and C.
I'll second.
Every time you
It's on the agenda.
No, he opens the, he opens this.
Well, no, I.
Yeah, roll call vote,
It's on the
John.
agenda.